Welcome on in to the Brown Mamba Show,
Hi.
episode 11. I am joined today by my co-host, Matt Mamba.
Hi. Sibilance. Check. Are we good? Check.
Matt,
Check.
Matt,
Yes.
we're recording the
Yes.
show late today. Can you read me what time it is?
11:37 p.m. Eastern Time.
And do you know what that means?
I don't know why that matters. What does that mean?
It's 11:37, and Michigan still sucks, Matt.
Wow.
Wow. There it is.
The build-up did.
The
The build-up was not worth it. I'll be honest.
The biggest college
I'll be
football
honest.
game every single year is this Saturday, Matt. It's the most important college football game. I don't care who you are. It is the best rivalry
Did you not?
in sports
Did
history.
you not catch Alabama LSU? I don't know if you did.
It is the best rivalry in sports history, Matt.
Okay, cool. Michigan's not relevant.
Okay, cool, but it's still the best rivalry in sports history.
So good that the one team has been dominating for my entire life. It's a nail biter. I don't know how I'm on the edge of my seat every
Matthew,
week.
there was almost a war started between these two states.
Okay.
Oh my.
And then what?
goodness.
They were like, "Oh frick! There's a lake in the way. We better cut it out."
Okay, so what I want you to do after you check that ESPN update is
Pelicans lead Lakers. What the frick is going on? Anyway,
what I want you to do. HBO made this incredible documentary. It's Michigan versus Ohio State. It's the history of the entire rivalry and
Okay.
everything up until like
I'm gonna
2000,
pretend to type that in.
2008. It's on YouTube, I think. Phenomenal.
Oh, it's on YouTube.
Phenomenal
Good. I don't have to-
documentary. You'll have to check it out. It's pretty great. But yeah, no, Matt, we're back for episode 11. Even though
Episode 11.
the overlay says episode 10 because we're just that professional.
You said you were prepared, my dude.
I did say I was prepared, and then I realized that about halfway through the intro, but we're going with it.
We're stuck in the past, okay? We need to move forward.
We are stuck in the past. All right, so Matt, I'll say this: I don't have it on the Google Docs. Recently, when we were doing like our entertainment podcast and everything, you gave me a suggestion about one of your favorite movie series, and I've finally been able to watch Mission Impossible 1, 2, and 3. Incredible suggestion. Really enjoyed the movies. You know, I'm not too huge on spy movies. I love the Kingsman.
Same.
The Kingsman movies. I don't know if you've ever watched those before or not.
I haven't checked those out. They're on my list though.
Oh man, those are some of my favorite movies.
I hear they're
I've ever
good though.
watched. Those are some of my favorite movies
All
I've
right.
ever watched. But no, I'm down to watch the next few Mission Impossibles this weekend.
Dude,
So-
let me just say. All right, so you saw 1 through 3, right?
Yes.
All right, 4, 5, and 6. Holy cow, dude! Those are the 3 best ones in my opinion.
Really?
So, you're in for
That
one
usually
is
doesn't
freaking
happen.
great. Oh, it never happens. Mission Impossible 2. I don't know what the frick was going on, but you know what? I was down for it.
Mhm.
I freaking love Mission Impossible 3. It was, dude. I freaking love that series so much.
Okay, so leading into kind of this whole cinema thing, I
Oh,
have a
God.
rant about probably one of the most influential, influential filmmakers of all time.
It's Tommy Wiseau, isn't
It's Tommy Wiseau. No. So recently, let me get at the full quote of what Mr.
Oh,
Scorsese
God.
said. This is
it? I'm gonna murder you.
why.
I'm ready for
So
My-
let me
my
get
nips
my
are hard
my
of
rant off first.
anticipation.
Let me get my
I
rant.
gotcha.
Let me get my rant
let you
off
speak.
first. I want to get the
I'll-
full quote. I
The
don't want
floor is yours. I will not interrupt you once.
All right. So, Martin Scorsese said something about Marvel.
Are you kidding me? Is that real? I'm just kidding. That was funny. Please don't.
What does he say? They're not cinema. I love that I can't find a full quote and I can only just find those 2 words.
What,
See,
the
this is
Marvel
why
movies
we come
aren't
prepared.
True cinema.
This is why we come prepared.
Yeah. You know what? Now it's 11:41 p.m. You're just lucky I'm not. My eyes are
And
open,
Michigan
so-
still sucks, Matt. All
Holy
right.
frick!
So
the joke's even funnier the second time.
Martin Scorsese, probably his
Yep.
most successful movie being Shark Tale. He's he says when he talks about
That wasn't even funny. It's 11 o'clock. I don't know.
And it's
All right,
partly
go on.
true. Um, he 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 talks about he says that Marvel movies, it isn't cinema of the human beings trying to convey emotions, psychological experiences to another human being. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I get it. Martin
Well, for part,
Scorsese isn't a fan of uh, movies that aren't original, that already have a full-on plot line and everything,
uh,
that have already been made, just not into movies and everything. And he likes the original. He likes the original screenwriting and everything, which he's done over and over again, and has had massive success. Made some of the best movies of all time and everything. That's
which
not.
is okay.
There's no argument there.
Yeah,
He's
absolutely.
uh, he made Goodfellas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Goodfellas is one of the best movies of all time. But I have a problem with that because just because it isn't original
Uh,
doesn't mean it isn't cinema.
gotcha.
What the I don't know how to pronounce the Kevin Feige, I believe his name, and the Russo brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's close enough.
yeah, you get what I mean.
Yeah, the Marvel dudes.
Those Marvel guys. What they're able to do with what they have, and now granted, what they already got was an incredibly written universe and everything by Stan Lee and everybody at Marvel and everything. Granted, it basically served them on a silver platter, and all they had to
Mm-hmm.
do is add some CGI, cast some great people. Make sure that all these plot lines stick together, and suddenly those three things sound a lot harder than what they're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
With Batman versus Superman as a great example of, hey, you're given this incredible plot line, you're given something that should succeed. And not only do you cast probably the most boring Superman in the world, which I don't completely blame that on Harvey or
Henry Cavill.
Henry Cavill. I almost said
Yeah,
Harvey Keitel, which, hey, I'm down for a Harvey Keitel Superman. Um,
I'll take it. Shoot.
I don't blame that really on Henry Cavill too much. He kind of
Mm-hmm.
sucks as Superman, but he's all right. That writing is absolutely garbage though, and that's mostly Zack Snyder's fault. Mostly because he instead of focusing on the character itself, he just makes sure it just rains all the time. Make sure to add just a lot of gray into those movies and everything.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But that just shows that just because it isn't original doesn't mean it
Mm-hmm.
it
No,
needs to
I
be
got you.
it needs to be executed flawlessly to
Mm-hmm.
succeed very well. And for the most part, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has done that. Besides like Iron Man 3 and Thor 1, like besides all those movies, the Russo brothers and Kevin Feige has done that flawlessly. And I just don't think that criticism's fair.
So, all right. So I will give you like just because it's not an original screenplay and it's based off of previous other things. So like, are you gonna say uh, freaking Jurassic Park doesn't count because that was based off a book?
Hmm.
Freaking the Lord of the Rings movies, never seen them, but everyone says they're great. The Harry Potter movies, everyone loves them. I haven't seen them.
Hmm.
Freaking was Jaws a book first? I think that was a book first too.
Let me
So
fact check this here.
I'm pretty sure Jaws was, and that's one of the best. That's one of my favorite movies of all time, right there. And Jurassic Park.
Yes, 1974 novel.
Boom. So I mean, I will say like I think the whole Scorsese versus Marvel thing was blown way out of proportion.
Oh, come on, we never do that.
No, never. Of course. In reality, this is just an old man that's been doing this for a long time, and he's like, okay, now no one's seeing my freaking movies, and the box office numbers look awful compared to these freaking comic book movies. Like freaking, I'll bet you Aquaman's probably made more than any of his other movies. Which is like, is Aquaman terrible? No, but it still
Um,
made heck of money. It made more than Shark Tale. I don't know how. It is a less superior underwater movie. Let me just say. All
okay,
right.
okay.
Did Aquaman have seahorse racing? I don't think so.
Thank you, IMDb. I have to get an IMDb Pro account to look at Martin Scorsese's box office numbers because that makes sense. That really
Okay.
makes me want to use
All
your
right.
use your website. Okay, so I can't see his box numbers. But
Still a
what
thing.
did Aquaman make? Aquaman made like $1 million or $1 billion at the box office, didn't it?
I want to say at least 800 million. That's the number that it's at least in my. I'd say it's a
One
top
point
25
one
all time
four
gross.
eight billion.
Yeah. So Aquaman's made more than any Scorsese movie, and it's like you look at the top grossing things. It's Disney, and well, I guess Marvel's Disney now. So it's just Disney, and then Jurassic Park. That's the top grossing movies, and Titanic.
God, Jurassic Park is so bad. That makes me so mad.
Wait, hold on a second.
No. The reboot.
Oh, okay. Jurassic World.
Yeah. Jurassic World. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't mess. Oh,
dude, like we have this modern
said,
we have this modern day CGI and everything that can just make dinosaurs look so cool, and then they do that.
Dude, freaking the CGI in the first Jurassic Park looks better, or just as good as
it
any
really
of the
does.
other Jurassic movies at all.
Okay, so ignore my ignorance there for a second, but wasn't like the CGI for Jurassic Park, like the first one, wasn't that like considered groundbreaking of how well it looks?
Yeah.
But still, at the same time, that was what 20.
See, this is the problem with freaking CGI is they still made it, or they used CGI to enhance the practicality of these visual effects, because they used animatronic dinosaurs and then they CGI'd on top of that, which made the movements more freaking realistic and stuff, and it added layers, and the actors were actually handling something, and they could actually visualize the dinosaur, and it's not just Chris Pratt like, yeah, is it here? Is it right here? Okay, get out of here, dude.
Which ball am I rolling in?
Freaking ball! I don't even know.
God, it's so stupid. But yeah, no, that's my little Scorsese rant. And that I'm a Marvel fanboy. I'm not gonna act like I'm a huge super comic or a superhero like comic book nerd or anything. But I'm a Marvel fanboy. I've enjoyed literally everything they have put out, even like Thor 1 and Iron Man 3. Like even the crap that they've put out, I still thoroughly enjoyed and everything.
Yeah, I'm not as high on Marvel, but I've probably seen like 15% of the Marvel movies.
I check out the Spider-Mans.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen any of the I saw Into the Spider-Verse, and that
totally was just incredible.
I freaking love that movie.
That movie.
For Marvel Cinematic Universe, I can appreciate the fact that they're taking all these different directors, and they're building this huge freaking world and universe, and it like all connects great. It's like you gotta respect that. Like, I saw the first Iron Man. I think it's a little overrated, but I still thought it was a solid movie. But I don't know.
I agree.
Scorsese's probably just mad at how much money they're making, and he's probably ticked at Disney for owning everything.
Yeah,
That's probably just
the only thing that I can think of that the Marvel Cinematic Universe just like did to tick me off was they tried to make me like Hawkeye, and like that's just the most pointless superhero comic book character ever, and I just don't care. He could have died in any of the movies. I've just been like, well, that sucks. I guess maybe, not really. That's
it's Jeremy Renner like knocking on Marvel's doors like, hey, give me something. And they're like, okay,
I will take anything. I'll take a cameo.
And then they were like, wait, people are actually kind of liking Jeremy Renner, and then it's like, wait a minute, we actually hate this guy. Why stop putting him in movies?
Put me in X-Men. I don't care. That's just not owned by us. No, I don't care. Put me in X-Men. All right, so Matt, now that we're on the topic of movies, you on pre-show you talked to me that you have bad movie thoughts. Please delve into this and explain what these are.
So from time to time, I will be nice and just about to go to sleep, and then a stupid movie idea will pop into my head, and then I have to write it in my iPhone notes. So, because this grade kept forever, right? And it's just a bunch of jumbled up words, kind of resembling a plot, and then I'm trying to make out what any of these are. This one kind of, no, it doesn't. But let's read it off. This is a movie idea I had. What's today's date? The 20th. Oh, I had this 3 days ago. All right. I am pooping in a handicapped toilet. Sorry, I like to put myself in the movies a lot. Main character is in a handicapped toilet place taking a dump. A wheelchair fella comes in, and you just open the door and walk out, and the wheelchair dude's like, "Oh, what the heck, dude? That's not for you." And so he chases after you, right? So you go into the elevator to escape. He follows you in the elevator. You, being the jerk that you are, hit all the buttons on the elevator, get out of the elevator, and escape. That's all I have. I'm not sure I can make that into a movie, but I want to see that scene happen of the the wheelchair guy have to get stopped at every level while I take the stairs, or I just stay at the same floor because what the heck? I'm
Yeah,
just
because
gonna
what's he gonna do? You know?
yeah, right. So, freaking Disney, hit me up. You can. That's Frozen 3 right there. I don't know what you want from me. Let's see. What else do I got here?
Okay, good. I was about to say you're not getting off on only one example here.
All right. Let's see.
I do something similar with my Twitter drafts. Like I'll just
my drafts are awful. Oh god. If someone hacks into my Twitter and tweets all those, yikes. All right. This was almost one of my projects for film school, but then I was like, yeah, no. All right. Oh, September 11th, I thought of this idea. This is the new tragedy of this day. This idea was created, all right? Freaking, it's about a guy that thinks he's dead and no one's talking to him or acknowledging him, but in reality, he has AirPods in his ears and he just doesn't realize it. So it's like Sixth Sense, but cancer is what I'm trying to go for here.
Matt, see, everything you've told me so far, and this is only two examples, are just 1,000 times better than anything I've seen from SNL within the last 5 years.
I don't even. Oh shoot! I like.
These would make good shorts. I don't know if they'd be like good movies.
Nice variety show special. I don't know.
Yeah.
So this one, I waiting room film. A guy is loud and childish in a waiting room area. Doctor gets fed up with his antics and says he has cancer. But what am I talking about? All right, so he diagnoses this guy with cancer, but he knows he doesn't have cancer, and so he tries to expose the doctor for wrongfully diagnosing people with cancer so he can bill them. And then he's an undercover cop and handcuffs him. Okay.
See, it would have been better if the twist was he actually had cancer.
Yeah, the twist should be that note never existed. Okay. Yikes.
Maybe the twist should have been that it was a dream the entire time.
All right, this isn't a movie idea, but this is an idea for a commercial I have if I ever have the opportunity to shoot a commercial with Kobe Bryant.
I can't wait.
All right, so me and Kobe are having a trash can shootout, and we're jokingly yelling, Kobe, as we shoot the crumpled up pieces of paper into the trash can.
Sure.
Oh, I thought you just threw... Okay, so Kobe comes in and shoots his next shot, but I block his shot. And then I guess I give him like the Dikembe Mutombo, and then he slams me into a table, and that's all I wrote. I felt the need. I mean, I wouldn't mind having Kobe throw me into a table, but, you know, it's all good.
And what is that commercial doing exactly?
Bringing me and Kobe together. That's about all I can think of.
I'm as someone who works in marketing, I'm having a hard time figuring out where to fit an ad into there.
As someone who is a film student, I don't know what the frick I'm talking about, dude.
I mean, to be fair, you don't have to do much. You can just throw a bunch of crap together and call it Flow from Progressive.
Oh, this was one of my jokes that I had saved. I would say, this is me in a nutshell, and then I would grab a nutshell and it'd have a little picture of me inside of it. I might make that one still. All right. Oh, guy named Joe makes me mad. I kill him. I scoop up his body, and I now have a cup full of his blood. And then I say, nothing like a cup of Joe to start your morning.
I hate you. That one made me just a little angry. That one made me a little angry. I like this though.
I don't.
I'm glad that someone else like does the same thing. Like I have a bunch of stuff saved in my
Oh
Twitter
yeah.
drafts that like I should just never put out there. Like I can like say it on
Oh,
here, but like I
mhm.
can't say it on Twitter because like people don't know that I'm joking. Like I was gonna tweet out that my next Halloween costume was gonna be Robert Griffin the Third Reich, because like that's funny. That's a funny play on words. But I probably shouldn't be tweeting that out.
What the frick? I don't know what any of these. All this one is bank robber, and his name is Robert Banks. What?
That is a Sandler movie if I've ever heard one.
What is any of these? This one's just a document. This one's a documentary about guys who wear their hats backwards. And then I just have Kevin from Ed, Edd and Eddy, Ash Ketchum. All right.
Well, to be fair, Ash Ketchum only wears his hat backwards. Like,
yeah. When stuff's getting serious,
right, you know? Exactly.
So I could see. That's actually a good documentary. HBO hit me up. ESPN 30 for 30%.
Oh,
yikes! All right, well, maybe we'll do one in another episode because
that sounds good.
My self-esteem's at a zero right now.
This is incredible. All right, so Matt, I have one last question for you before we get into any other topics or anything.
Absolutely.
I saw a tweet a couple weeks ago, and I just got done watching Better Call Saul. I finally.
Oh, that's what BCS stood for. I thought you were going to ask me about the old college.
The old college football.
I don't know. Anyway.
So I finally watched Better Call Saul and everything. Ending was great. I love the ending. We finally get to see Saul and everything.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that said, "Better Call Saul is a better TV show than Breaking Bad, but Breaking Bad is the best TV show of all time." What is your take on that?
That's 100% true.
Right?
Because like I had the same thing where I think it was the second time I was rewatching Better Call Saul. And there's moments when I'm watching it where I'm like, this is better than Breaking Bad. But then I'll watch Breaking Bad again and I'll be like, nah. I love the dialogue in Better Call Saul.
The thing is, with Breaking Bad, it could stand on its own. I don't know if Better Call Saul could stand on its own. But like like the thing with Better Call Saul is like I kind of wish we would have saw it first, because like we know that we're gonna be missing characters like Chuck, Kim Wexler, McGill or Howard Hamlin, like all those guys. The film school students, Nacho. Like we already know what happens to Salamanca, the old guy.
Yeah.
Hector Salamanca, thank you. Like we already know what like happens to those guys and everything. But the way they kind of just reversed engineered the Breaking Bad plot into how Saul became Saul, and like how, things that Mike did, like the contracting job with the Germans and everything. It's like, it blows my mind just how well that show is. And but no, I completely agree. Like Better Call Saul is 100% written better than Breaking Bad, without a doubt in my mind. But Breaking Bad is just so much better. Well, I don't know about so much better, but like it just stands on its own.
Great. But yeah, the thing I really like about Better Call Saul is the fact that it has this weird job of like, it's got to end somewhere, because eventually Walter White is gonna have his cancer diagnosis and things are gonna start going down, right?
Right.
And I think they're pacing it really well to where there's gonna be a season 5. Like I just saw a teaser of it yesterday, and then they're probably gonna have like one more season. And I can't wait to see like how it just like perfectly just like, all right, and now Breaking Bad, and just to watch it all at once would be freaking crazy.
My question is how they're going to focus on Saul after Breaking Bad happens and after El Camino happens and everything.
Yeah, I feel that's interesting, because I was kind of wondering. It's like, because having Saul and El Camino would have been pretty dope, because I love Saul, but
it like wouldn't have fit unless like I forget whatever Ed Forrester's character's name was. Uh,
The vacuum dude. That's
yeah,
his name.
yeah, the vacuum guy. If like they would have like done like a thing where they stop at like a shopping mall and just stop at the Cinnabon, and like
Yeah.
Jesse and Saul like make eye contact or something.
And then Saul's like, "What are you doing here?" And he just loses it on
I
him.
don't even know if like we needed dialogue between them. We just needed like
I
that
feel like, oh my god, it's so amazing.
that would have been so good, but like I understand why they didn't do it because I don't does it
Yeah.
do they say where Saul is placed at? Like did I miss that where he went after Better or Breaking? Did he go to like Minnesota or something?
I think it's like Colorado or something.
Where did
He said
Saul
he's somewhere.
go? Where did Saul go after Breaking Bad? Omaha, Nebraska. So
Nebraska. Yeah.
uh, I,
So
I need to figure
Nebraska.
out my geography here.
Nebraska's up there, and New
Nebraska
Mexico.
isn't too up there, dude. It's in the
It's like
middle. It's in the middle of the country.
it's on top of New Mexico. I know that.
I don't. It's above New Mexico, but I don't know if it's on top of New Mexico. Yeah, no.
All right.
So if New Mexico's here and Alaska's here,
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska would have had to go like right there. So it wouldn't have made too much sense. But no, I
Your hands are really close together, so that's like half a footstep away. So it's not even that bad.
that's two scale size, Matt. I don't think you understand. That is two scale
I'm sorry.
size.
I didn't see it in the bottom right hand corner. I didn't know.
That is what I had a compass and everything.
Frick, dude.
But you know, I wish we would have seen like a Saul interaction, kind of
Mm-hmm.
just like that humanizing moment of those two looking back on their past and everything, just like no dialogue or anything, but like
Mm-hmm.
both of them get that reminder of what their past was and everything. I would have loved that, but I understand why they didn't do it. But no, I'm excited for Better Call Saul. The only thing I don't like about that show is sometimes they try and pound you in the face with foreshadowing to the point that it's almost nauseating. Like sometimes it's just like, do you see our camera angle is in the rear view mirror because he's looking back on our life? Do you not see that?
I mean, rewatching Breaking Bad, I kind of saw the same junk. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's so much foreshadowing in Breaking Bad,
Yeah.
and the more, every time I rewatch it, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I see what you're doing there, fella.
Yeah, this most recent rewatch that I'm doing with my girlfriend, the ones that I caught a lot were a lot of the Jane foreshadowings, like the
Yeah,
when she
yeah.
says like, "What am I never supposed to wake up?" or something like that.
I'm like, oh, she's gonna die.
Right.
And then the same thing with like Walter with his baby, like putting the towel on her, making it so the baby's on her side so she doesn't swallow her throw up.
Oh yeah,
Like
yeah,
that's
yeah,
right on the head, dude.
yeah. All right. Well, Matt, let's move into some NFL talk. We both have
Politics.
politics.
Okay.
I don't even know the candidate. Buttigieg.
Uh,
Biden, his teeth fell out during a debate. Bernie
is
Sanders had
Obama still a thing or what?
Obama's still a thing, just not in politics.
Oh,
Um, Bernie Sanders had a
I still like Ike. Is that a thing?
like yeah.
Uh,
You're not gonna get very far on that campaign.
all
Um,
right.
all right, so but anyways, let's talk about something just as fun as politics. Colin Kaepernick. Um, so Kaepernick had his workout and everything.
Mhm.
He threw on a high school field to one receiver in no pads or anything. A huge debacle that went on. It was supposed to be held at one of the Atlanta Falcons
Falcons. Yeah.
training facilities or something like that, and like an hour before the showcase time, it had to be
Yeah.
moved to some high school or something like that. Still not
Didn't
sure
have
whose fault that was. It seemed like both Kaepernick and the NFL were just like handling this so poorly and everything.
to. Mhm.
But Colin Kaepernick still does not have a job offer. I still don't know what that means. I mean, you and me have both talked about it before that we don't think that while Colin Kaepernick is a capable backup NFL quarterback,
For sure.
that not it's just not worth the media circus that would be brought around to your locker room
Right.
24/7 for at least the rest of the year, if not the rest of his tenure with your team.
Mm-hmm.
And that most definitely would happen. There is zero doubt in my mind. It would be 10 times worse than the Manziel media circus with the Browns, without a doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Um, but at the same time, the Lions are playing David Blau as their quarterback this tomorrow on Thanksgiving.
He's from Purdue, right?
David Blau,
Is
I
he the Purdue quarterback?
I want to say he was with the Browns this preseason.
Really? Ugh, that's not a good sign.
He is with the Boilermakers. Look at you knowing your college football, Matt. Look
Yes.
at you. Um,
Right. All right. Little. Never
but
mind. Keep going. I like the encouragement.
yeah, no, it's going to be interesting, especially in this offseason, to see where some quarterbacks move. Like, there's a
Oh
good
yeah.
chance. There's a good chance that Cam Newton might be the quarterback of either the Cowboys or the Lions.
I
Uh,
don't think the Cowboys will move on from Dak at this point. The way he's been playing this year.
Playing this year, like the last like 2 games, ooh, whoop-de-doo.
Oh, he
Um,
didn't do much against New England,
he, he, I,
and by not much, they only scored 9 points. So,
but it was a good 9 points.
but it was rainy, so it was slipping. So, what do you want him to do?
um, yeah, Jason Garrett needs to be fired from that. But no, Cam Newton's probably quarterback of the Lions next year, or the nope, Titans are going to stick with Tannehill, I think.
Why?
Uh,
Why would you do that?
he's playing good, but it's not like it's a good
He's
decision.
Marcus Mariota minus the mobility. That's it.
He's
That's
playing better
it.
than Mariota was.
Cool. I don't know. Tannehill and Mariota are at the same level, in my opinion. It's,
I'm still at a point where I think I'd take Mariota just because of the mobility, but I don't know, dude. Like Tannehill's looking good. Um,
I don't even know. I
like
don't.
there's a chance where I honestly think like Tannehill might go to the Buccaneers and Jameis goes somewhere. Um, maybe the Bears. Maybe Cam Newton goes to the Bears. Maybe Jameis goes to the Lions. I don't.
Maybe the
One of those
Bears
guys.
sign Mitch Trubisky to a 10-year deal. I don't know. That's what I want.
One of those guys go to the Steelers probably. I don't know who.
They have Delvin Hodges. They're good.
Yes, the Duck Man. Um,
Yes.
I, the quarterback shakeup's going to be interesting to watch. But like
There's so many random quarterbacks that got to play this year where I'm like, Jesus, man.
yeah, like at least like 10 Allens. But unfortunately not Tim Allen.
I thought you said Tim Allen at first. I had to process it. I'm like, wait a
He's
minute.
just like, just,
Eh?
there it is. But I just with the quarterback shakeup that's going to happen this offseason, and it's inevitable, and it's going to happen. It's going to be kind of cool to watch because we've never really seen quarterbacks just move on from their team like this.
Mhm.
Usually, once they get a quarterback, it's your guy. You're sticking with him until you cut him. There's going to be a lot of QB movement this offseason. That's going to be cool, but I just don't see Kaepernick in that fold at all. He's not going to go to the XFL. I think that's a lose-lose on both sides there. It might be a win for the XFL just with all the media that they're getting, and it definitely would boost ratings. But I just don't see that being a win-win for either side there. But
Right.
I don't know where Kaepernick's going. I don't know what he's
That
doing.
whole thing was just like, it seemed like neither parties were like communicating and they were super stubborn with each other. So like, you can kind of understand both sides, but it's like, you guys should have just planned this better.
Mm-hmm.
You guys should have just been talking more because it's
Mhm.
like the NFL, something with like not wanting it open to the public or something. I don't freaking know. I
Not
guess
open to the media, I believe it was. But
Yeah.
Kaepernick said he wanted it open to the media just so we could see what he was doing, and it wasn't going to be like some sort of like, oh well, he missed every single pass or something like that.
See, this is where it's like I can kind of understand the NFL, but I'm not sticking up for them because I feel like they're still trying to hide too much. But it's like you're gonna have all these. There's so many media people that are here for the Kaepernick story that aren't that into football. They're just into Kaepernick, right? So they're gonna see Kaepernick throwing with no pads on, no one covering the receiver. And they're like, dude, he's throwing it 60 yards, 80 yards down the field. How is he not having a job? It's like, all right. I don't think you're. Have you ever seen the NFL Combine before, my dude?
Do you know who can throw the ball 85, 90 yards and doesn't have a job in the NFL? Dale
Brandon
Jones.
Weeden.
And Brandon Weeden, I'm sure. Do you think Weeden could get it that far? He's got the
He's got
rocket.
a cannon. He's got a cannon, and he tweeted me like a week ago. So.
Oh, did he? Let's go, Matt.
Yeah.
Proud of
Heck
you.
yeah! I got Kobe and I got Weeden. I'm living large
I
here.
still haven't got tweeted by Cardale. I'm kind of sad about that, but
That's sad.
But yeah,
best quarterback in Ohio State history. I don't even.
Dwayne Haskins and Justin Fields, Braxton Miller, Troy Smith, but Cardale's up there.
Craig Krenzel.
Craig,
Come on.
Todd Bowserman.
Why aren't you saying J.T. Barrett's name?
Because I don't like running backs at my quarterback position.
Did you say Braxton Miller?
I did say Braxton Miller.
All right.
Todd Beckham, I think his name was.
Odell's sister.
Oh, Terrell Pryor. I forgot about him. Odell's sister?
Oh, God. Yeah, Todd Beckham. I'm not a good comedy guy, as you can see.
You aren't.
This podcast and my iPhone.
And movie quotes. All right, so let's move into the Browns.
Oh boy.
Former team of former Browns legend Terrell Pryor. They're suddenly on a roll. Back to one of your points. You said said that the NFL might hide something. You're telling me that the NFL wouldn't hide possibly, I don't know, a white quarterback calling a defensive end the N-word when it's prime time. There's field microphones pointed at that play the entire time. There's photographic evidence of the field mics being pointed at that exact part of the play. But you're telling me that the NFL didn't find any evidence of a...
They didn't mention any of that, but they mentioned, because the linemen have microphones, inside their pads. They have at least 2 linemen, and they turn them on so that you can hear the snap count, but they turn it off once the snap count ends.
I'm
and that's
sure.
The only thing they're like, oh, we turned it off. And it's like, all right, how about the others? You got a freaking camera in the pylon, but you don't got another freaking microphone for us to hear this? I'm sorry, what?
So, I don't know if the NFL has that audio. I'm sure they do. But I know for sure the Steelers have that audio.
I can tell from the way Mike Tomlin's talking, he has heard it.
Yeah,
because
he knows. He knows exact. What did he say yesterday?
He's killing us.
Oh yeah, why is Devlin Hodgins? He's not killing us. I've never seen Mike Tomlin like that before.
It's hilarious.
I actually wanted to put in Mike Tomlin. We'll talk about him after the Browns.
Gotcha.
But yeah, no, the Browns are on a roll. 3 in a row? Suddenly we were talking about playoffs. Got a huge rivalry game against the Steelers. Great rivalry week for the Ohio football fans this week. Got Browns, Steelers, Ohio State, Michigan.
Cavs are playing somewhere.
I'm sure they are.
Look forward to that.
I don't know what to think of these Browns. I still think the coaching staff needs to get fired. The Browns could win out and win the Super Bowl, and I still don't like this coaching staff.
I don't know. I don't know if you can fire the coach if you do that.
I watched this defense get picked apart by Ryan Fitzpatrick, the third and fourth quarter, this past Sunday, and
Ryan Fitzpatrick somehow manages to do that. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, but I also watched. Which Allen is it? Brandon Allen. And
Brandon Allen, dear God.
I also watched Josh Allen do it as well. So I'm kind of tired of watching mediocre to bad quarterbacks pick apart this defense when they have no business to, considering how good our pass coverage should be. Steve Wilkes needs to go. Freddie Kitchens is still a moron with the way he's calling plays, but he's doing better. He's doing somewhat better. Now, granted, they faced the Dolphins last week.
It only took more than halfway through the season, but he's got it. He's got it.
Yeah, and now it's on a smooth sailing, I'm sure. I don't know what to think about the Browns. I could see them going 10-6. But
I got them going 9-7.
Who do you have them losing to? The Ravens?
Yeah. I wouldn't be shocked if they lost to the Steelers this week.
I wouldn't be shocked either. I wouldn't be shocked if they lost to the Cardinals either. I don't see.
If they lose to the Bengals, kill me.
If they lose to the Bengals, Freddie Kitchens needs to be gone halfway through the.
Ryan Finley, Andy Dalton. I don't care. You do not lose to this Bengals team. Holy cow, they're bad.
Even with AJ Green, if AJ Green comes back, you should not be losing to this Bengals team. It is god awful. But I mean, the Browns had a perfect shot right now to be like, what are they, 5-6? Does that sound right? Yeah, 5-6
Sure,
because
yeah,
they
5 and 6. Yeah, yeah,
five and
yeah.
six. They have a perfect shot right now to be like 7-3. No, 7-4. That's how math works. Seven and
They
four.
should have won the Seahawks game,
Should have won the Seahawks
100%.
game.
The
They are
Rams.
should have won the Rams game. They were in the Titans game up until like halfway through the third quarter when everything fell apart.
Mm,
They were in the San Francisco game until everything fell apart. The Patriots game was honestly closer than the score indicated.
yeah,
Um, and that all falls on the coaching staff and how undisciplined this team is and everything.
yeah.
But I mean, the Browns could be leading the AFC North right now, if not the entire AFC. Uh, if
Okay,
if
all
if
right,
if this coaching staff wasn't just a complete just mess of.
all right. Overreactor.
You think I'm wrong?
I give them easily 100%. I give them Rams and Seahawks. I
Yeah.
don't know about the Patriots. I don't know about the Niners. I don't know about the Titans.
If they have a good coaching staff, they win that Titans game without a doubt in my mind. Niners game was a little bit different because that Niners offense looked like it couldn't be stopped. Uh, which none of that was on Jimmy G because I still don't think Jimmy G is a good quarterback, but that's a different discussion. Um,
Yeah,
the, but no, without a doubt in my mind, they win that Titans game, even though it was like ended up like 43-12 or something like that.
yeah. It just got out of hand.
hmm All right. So we'll talk about Mike Tomlin really quickly. Uh,
Sure.
so I've gotten to watch Mike Tomlin for years now, just absolutely dog stomp the Browns and everything.
Yeah.
And you being a secondary Browns fan and everything, you've gotten to watch Mike Tomlin enough and everything. I
Yep.
don't know why, but I see Steelers fans wanting Mike Tomlin to be fired every year, and I don't understand it. Do you?
I'm not seeing it this year, but I definitely was seeing it. Like the last 3 years, I was for sure seeing it. They were like, "Oh my God, we're wasting Roethlisberger, Bell, and Brown. He's wasting them," and I'm like, "Okay, let's relax, fellas."
It's just like, one, he obviously handled Antonio Brown to where we mostly didn't expect this to come from Antonio Brown when he went to the Raiders and Patriots and
Oh yeah,
everything.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
How he handled that without that ever escalating to anything ridiculous is beyond me. I'm pretty sure he's had a winning record every single year since he's been a head coach.
Yep.
Um, and there's been times where he's had like Byron Leftwich as his quarterback. Um, every single time his team comes to play, they come prepared. It doesn't matter who's on the field. Right now, the Steelers, I don't know if they have a 500 record or not. Um,
They're ahead of the Browns.
I
I think they're 6-5.
Steelers record,
I might be crazy, but I think they're 6-5.
not stellar.
Wow.
Yeah, they're 6-5 right now. They are an above 500 team
How they
with
should be if Mike Tomlin's not their coach, they're chilling with the Bengals trying to get Joe Burrow right now.
yeah, exactly. With Mason Rudolph as their quarterback, uh, James Conner, who has been a
He had
no,
cancer. Did you know that?
uh, really, between that and Le'Veon Bell, he's beaten cancer twice. Um,
Wow.
um, but yeah, Juju Smith-Schuster has just been basically has disappeared this season. Who's been their best wide receiver? James Washington? I don't even know.
And that's only because him and Rudolph were teammates at Oklahoma State. That's probably the only reason.
Yeah, I don't understand the Mike Tomlin hate. I would kill for a coach like Mike Tomlin. I
They are 6-5, and the talent the Browns have is 10 times better than what the Steelers have. I
Yeah,
mean, the Steelers still have a solid defense, but offensively, we blow them out of the freaking water, and we still have a pretty solid defense.
yeah. The Browns defense is twice as talented as the Steelers defense, and the Steelers defense,
Really?
I have no doubt in my mind, and the Steelers defense is what, like top five defenses in the league right now.
Hmm.
I I don't understand the Tomlin hate. I think a lot of
I don't
Steelers
either.
I think a lot of Steelers fans are putting their tails between their legs this year, especially with what he's done. Now we'll see how they end up. If they finish 6-10, I'm sure some of that will come back. But I don't. I see them probably finishing like, I don't know, 7-9, 8-8. And
Something
with
like that,
with
yeah.
Mason Rudolph and Duckman as your QBs basically the entire year, James Conner missing a lot of it, Juju Smith-Schuster being a non-factor, and suddenly your really bad defense has a resurgence to being one of the top 5 defenses in the league. Yeah, Mike Tomlin deserves to be a lifetime coach of the Steelers.
Even when he's dead.
Even when he's dead.
And he would have better play calling than Freddie Kitchens.
Let's not talk about that. Um,
Okay.
all right, so
Oopsies.
Matt, I would like to apologize to the playoff Lions.
Thank you. Jesus, dude.
They looked really good in the beginning first part of the season. Even when they lost, they still looked incredibly competitive.
Sure.
Um, and then that just really fell apart. They made some questionable trades. Jeff Driscoll was their quarterback, and now David Blau is their quarterback.
Hey, we haven't seen him play yet. This is Wednesday. It's Thanksgiving now, but we haven't seen him
Happy
play
Thanksgiving,
yet.
Matt.
Yeah, kick rocks. But yeah, we haven't seen. What if David Blau is the next Tom Brady?
What if he's
All
the
right,
next Matthew Stafford?
then you're in the same spot. You're wasting Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay again.
So, okay, where would you rank Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay in the receiver tiers? Let's say
I really like Kenny. What as wide receiver duos?
no, where would they be ranked?
Both
Like tier
individually.
1, tier 2, tier 3, top 10%, top 20%,
I like Galladay. I'd probably put him. He's young still. I'd probably put him in the second tier. I'd probably put
Really?
I really like Marvin or Kenny
Kenny
Galladay.
Galladay?
Marvin Jones is solid. I'd probably put him tier 3 or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, he's got solid hands. I mean, he always seems he was solid with the Bengals too.
Okay. All right. Well, all right. I honestly, I
Lions,
kind of agree. I
the
don't know.
Lions never have a running back, so
Kenny Galladay's a little high for me with that, but I get it. Um, but speaking about wide receivers, one other question I have to ask you is, are we going to talk about how Michael Thomas is probably the best wide receiver in the league now?
no, it's still DeAndre Hopkins.
I mean, granted.
Let me just say this. All right, I traded Michael Thomas in my money fantasy league because I thought once Drew Brees was hurt, I'm like, oh, his numbers are gonna freaking plummet. So I traded Carson Wentz and Michael Thomas for Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams. It wouldn't have been a terrible trade if Devontae Adams didn't go down with turf toe and miss 4 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But I just looked at Michael Thomas's numbers and I'm like, how the frick is this dude get 13 catches with freaking Teddy Bridgewater as his quarterback? Because nothing against Teddy, he's a solid quarterback, but I mean he's not the he's a game manager more. He's not really a take control kind of dude.
So
Like Drew Brees.
I've been looking at Michael Thomas stats the past week because they have been absolutely absurd this year. He has 1,200 yards on 104 receptions.
He's already at 100 receptions.
Mm-hmm. He's got 112 yards per game, an 83% catch rating, only 6 touchdowns, but 5 of those games were without Drew Brees, and it's absurd.
Yeah.
So let's look into the Saints team stats here, Matt.
Team stats.
Yes. So
I will type thing so it sounds like I'm doing something too.
where is
I am contributing.
so the Saints have 294 completions on the year.
So
Michael Thomas has 104
40,
of those.
So 38% are Michael Thomas's. That's probably not even close to right.
50% are Michael Thomas's. And
Wait, you said 200 what?
They have 204 or
Oh, I thought you said 294.
294. That does sound right. I feel like I'm looking at the wrong stat here, and I can't.
Come on, God, get it together.
All right, so let's look at a few different Michael Thomas stats.
Gotcha.
First player in NFL history with 90 plus receptions in the first 10 games of a season.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
So this was from November 10th. He had 86 catches, this season, the most through any player through 9 games in NFL history. This is from November 17th. Michael Thomas had 8 receptions in the Saints' 34-17 win. Thomas has 94 receptions in 2019 and surpassed Hall of Famer Marvin Harrison and Julio Jones for the most ever. Perspective on Michael Thomas, he has 94 catches already. This is from November 18th. He has 94 catches already. More than 2 teams' entire wide receiving group for the season, the Eagles and the Ravens. It's absurd. Like, I don't know how. This is honestly, you pick a guy in Madden and you just keep throwing to him until
Heck yeah.
until it gets stopped. Michael Thomas is the best wide receiver in the league, and you can't convince me otherwise.
What if I told you Geronimo Allison, the best wide receiver in the NFL?
Okay, you sold me.
Boom, baby.
Boom.
That's how it's done. Boom. I don't have anything else to say. I'm really lazy today.
All right. Well, I wanted to talk about the Rams, but now I don't really want to talk about the Rams because the Rams suck. They gave Jared Goff a lot of money. Sean McVay, the greatest offensive mind in NFL history, because he remembers all of those plays.
Like most coaches probably do.
I can tell you where I was when Brandon Weeden threw that flip pass to the entire Detroit Lions defense.
If you play it at double the speed, it doesn't look that bad. All right?
He was making a heck of an effort to get that ball out and not get sacked. I will give him that.
If you close your eyes, it doesn't look that bad. All right? It helps.
Yeah, I was. Where else was I? I remember where I was when I watched Johnny Manziel get pushed into the end zone against the Bills and look like he got killed.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I remember a lot of plays too. Sean McVay. Maybe I should get hired as a head coach. I think I'd be a phenomenal head coach. What do you think, man? Spider 2Y banana the entire time.
I'm sorry, this Coach of the Year award just came for you. There you go.
All right. So the last person we're going to talk about, Matt, is Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
He's suddenly becoming the front runner of the MVP race.
All right. That's a thing.
It is a thing. Credit to Lamar. He is playing very good football. He is a very good football player.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still not sold that he is a very good quarterback at all.
All right. So here's the thing. All right. I know we did a podcast before the NFL season, and both you and I were like, I don't know how Lamar Jackson's going to do this year. Like, he's doing a lot better than I expected. Like, he's making some solid throws. He's smarter with the ball. He started the season throwing way more than he was running, but as the season's gone on, he's like slowly going back to his like, all right, I'm Lamar Jackson. I'm just going to run if I don't see anyone wide freaking open.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if you look at Lamar Jackson's passing yards, he's probably like 15th or 14th in the NFL.
18th in the NFL.
18th? Yeah. He's probably, what has he got, like 2,400 yards?
2,400 yards.
So, I mean, I understand why everyone's like, dude, this dude's like Michael Vick, but like faster and stuff. I get it. All right. They're killing. I don't know. The Ravens have a solid defense now. They got weapons. Mark Ingram's a great fit for that Ravens team, right?
Yeah.
So
that's free agent. That's off-season pickup of the year.
That's what they needed, man. It's like they went from Alex Collins to freaking Mark Ingram. That's amazing, right? So I don't want to take anything away from Lamar Jackson because he's been playing great. He's been winning football games. That's all you can really ask for your quarterback, and he's been having heck of highlights for Bleacher Report to put emojis to, right? But how long do these freaking quarterbacks last? Like, is he going to be like a Russell Wilson type, or is he going to be like freaking Kaepernick? Is he going to be like Michael Vick?
Cam Newton.
Freaking Robert Griffin III. Well, he kind of got that's not fair.
Yeah, no, and people have been like, oh, well, that argument's so stupid. He's already last. I was like, well, we're 11 games in, and he's already got like 10 games from last year too. On top of that, he's gonna have to change. Like, he has 220 yards per game passing. Like, that's not elite quarterback numbers whatsoever. That's not an MVP quarterback whatsoever.
What's his completion percentage?
His completion percentage is 66.9%, which
solid, really good.
is incredible. But that's what happens when you throw a bunch of dump off passes and everything.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not sold on Lamar.
People are already saying he's better than Mahomes, and I'm like, okay,
get out
let's
of here.
relax. Let's relax, fellas.
Get out. Mahomes is 10th in the league, and he missed like 3 games.
And he's been hurt for most of
Yeah.
the season. Even before he missed games, he was hurt, and he's still hurt now. Like, you
Yeah,
can tell from watching him, he's still hurt.
People say Lamar Jackson's better than Vic, and for the most part, that's true. Vic.
I'd say Lamar Jackson's in a system that like is fully sold, and they put all their chips in, and they're like, all right, we're going with Lamar Jackson right now. And I don't think anyone really did that with Michael Vick.
Yeah, no,
not even the Falcons.
They have receivers to vertically stretch the field, so DBs have to play back more, which gives Lamar more room to try and make the linebacker miss and everything and get more yards. And it makes sense, that's not his fault that this system is so good that he allows him to run. But I'm just not sold on him being a quarterback. Now, if he does this again next year and he throws for like...
On being a quarterback or being an elite quarterback?
I'm being an elite quarterback.
Okay.
It's obvious, like, he's throwing the ball very well, but it's just not like blowing my mind. Lamar Jackson is an incredibly good football player, incredibly good playmaker. He's just an okay quarterback in my eyes. I'm not
like. There's people saying like no one can stop this dude, but I'm trying to picture the playoffs in my head. And in none of the scenarios, I do not see the Ravens.
I remember when they said that about who, like Cam Newton, RG3.
I remembered about Kaepernick too when
Carson Wentz.
Mahomes.
Carson Wentz is doing a really good job, by the way.
Holy frick! What the heck happened?
It's about all of those. Yeah, Mahomes. Well, no one's really stopped Mahomes.
Just a coin flip in overtime kind of stopped him.
Where was the stat today? I'm pretty sure there's a tweet like exactly like that said like, no one's gonna stop Lamar Jackson. And then it was just like,
I saw it too.
It listed off how will the NFL ever stop Lamar Jackson? 2018, how will the NFL ever stop Mahomes? 2017, how will the NFL ever stop Sean McVay? 2016, how will the NFL ever stop Matt Ryan or the future offensive Kyle Shanahan? 2015, how will the NFL ever stop Cam Newton? So on.
Yeah,
and it's absolutely right. We overreact to people playing good, which I
don't want to take anything away from Lamar, but it's like, all right, guys, let's calm down with the hype.
I have never reacted to a football player ever playing good in their entire life. I have never said that.
I can never, dude.
Baker Mayfield would be bigger than LeBron James. I've never said that.
Wait, you actually said that?
Yeah, and I still think it's true, but that's for a different discussion.
But
yeah, I'm just not sold on Lamar. I hope he proves me wrong, but at the same time I don't, because he's with the Ravens. Right. I really like Lamar Jackson. He seems like a great kid. Great kid. I'm pretty sure is he younger than me? All right, we're about to.
Probably.
He might be the same age as me. All right, we're about to look at how depressing my life is. Hey, he's older than me by 9 months. We're good.
Boom, baby. You still got time.
9 months? Did I do that math right? 8 months? 9 months? Let's go with it. I don't know how to do math. You kidding me?
What's 7 times 4?
At least 10.
At least triangle. I don't know.
I'm not sold on Lamar. I don't know if I'm not gonna say he's out of the league in 5 years, because I think that playmaking ability is too good to.
RG3 is still in the league.
RG3 is still in the league. Yeah, exactly. I think that a playmaking ability is just too valuable not to still have on your roster. But I don't know if he's a starting quarterback in 5 years.
Oof. I'm gonna clip this and put it on Twitter and tag every Ravens fan I know on Twitter, and you might get assassinated by the end of the week.
Do you know who's not a starting quarterback from 4 years ago to now? Cam Newton. Like,
what about? Was Kaepernick a starter 4 years ago? I think he was.
When was that? 5 years ago. Because that Super Bowl was 2014, right? The Harbaugh Bowl.
The Harbaugh.
The Harbaugh.
It was horrible. I don't know.
That was 4 years ago. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no.
Baby.
No, 6 years ago. I don't know how to read.
It's all good. He was still a starter 2 years after the Super Bowl, no? Because they made another run the next year.
Yes. Let's look up Colin
But
Kaepernick.
you get our freaking point,
Yeah,
all right?
exactly. Yeah, listen.
I'm not saying he's gonna not be a starter 5 years from now. Like I'd say he's closer to Michael Vick. Well, see, I don't know what's true or not because of all this freaking hype that's making me delusional. But he's
Yeah,
playing good now. All
that's the
right.
thing. Like he's better than Vic. Basically has ever been besides like 2 years so far. Um, but like, uh, if you told me Lamar Jackson's not a starter in 5 years, I'd be like, yeah, I can complete. That doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
I can see it. I can see it both ways. I
Hmm.
guess.
Yeah, yeah. Neither way surprises me. But
I think next year will be kind of telling.
hmm
I don't know. We'll see. Well, let's see how this year plays out because there's still a decent amount of regular season, and then there's all the playoffs. So,
well, Matt. Speaking of Lamar Jackson, we like to sling a term around on the
oh
show
boy,
a lot.
and
We
it starts
we
with a Z.
would you like to repeat that term that we like to sling around?
Abortion.
Abortion. That's right.
That's it.
No, speaking of Lamar Jackson, Matt,
Frick.
we like to throw around the term overrated a lot.
We do.
Um, so what Mr. Mamba and I have done is we compiled a huge list of things that we think are overrated, and we hopefully to have some heated discussions here about
Yes.
what's overrated and what's not overrated.
It's 12:37. All right. I want to wake my family up yelling at you. All
like
right.
Kobe Bryant overrated, Paul Pierce properly rated. Um,
I I'm just gonna hire a hitman at this point. I don't know what else I can do.
all right, Matt. So I think we have two things I know for sure that are both on our lists.
Ooh. All right. What are they?
One's a movie.
All right.
Do you want to see if we can try to do a 3, 2, 1 and guess?
Hold on. Let me look at my list. You're a movie.
Hmm.
Let me just. Is it a recent movie?
It's a movie franchise, Matt.
It's a movie franchise. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got you. I got you. I already know.
All right. See this is the
Yeah.
Brown Mama connection we have. All right, ready? Three,
Yeah.
2, 1. Star Wars.
Star Wars,
Okay,
baby.
thank you. Star Wars One might be the whatever first Star Wars came out. I don't care what it is. Episode
A New
3,
Hope.
Episode 4. Which Star Wars do you mean? I mean the one that came out first. Okay.
Star Wars. That was literally the name when it came out.
Star Wars is one of the most hot garbage movies I've ever seen in my entire life. I've tried to watch it twice. Matt, you know how many times I've fallen asleep?
Twice.
Twice.
Dang, that's a good batting average.
I've
Boom.
only fallen asleep during one other movie ever. Do you want to know what movie that was?
Suicide Squad.
Secret Life of Pets. And that's not because it wasn't a good movie. It's because that I was just tired. Star Wars, I was not tired at.
All right. Secret Life of Pets. All right.
Secret Life of Pets, solid movie. Star Wars, not a good movie.
All right, here's my history with Star Wars. I watched the first one, Episode 4, Star Wars, A New Hope, whatever the frick you want to call it, right? I watched it in English class because my English teacher in high school was a freaking Star Wars nerd.
Ugh.
And I don't know, for some reason we watched it at the end of the semester or something. But I was like trying to get into it because like I was kind of like, all right, let's see what this is all about.
Yeah.
It's cheesy as frick. It does not age well. I'll give Star Wars. It was good for the time, I guess, with special effects, and it helped pave the way for the future, I guess. I give Star Wars that, and I say, all right, you do a solid job in world building. That's about it. Like the characters do not interest me much. The dialogue is cheesy. The story is pretty simple. If you
Yeah.
really,
You're right.
if you take away all the special effects and outer space junk, it's a pretty simple story.
You're absolutely right.
And Disney's run it into the ground finally because they're like, heck yeah, dude, let's come out with 17 of them a year.
So
It's over.
I will talk good about Star Wars really quickly. You mentioned world building. If any sort of movie or TV show or anything can do world building, I'm all about that. That is probably one of my favorite kind of concepts to something of entertainment. It is you wanting more about not the story, but what happens before, after, during, somewhere around the story. I think that's some great stuff, and Star Wars does do a very good job about that.
And I think Disney should have kept George Lucas on to continue the world building instead of just like kicking him out and buying the rights
Like,
to
how
it.
do you do that?
That's I don't. And then I saw these stories of like George Lucas like pitching ideas to the guys, and it's like, this is where I think this would go.
Oh boy,
And
that's
then
sad.
he like saw the movies and then saw the future installments, and he's like, this is not where I would take this at
Oof,
all.
that's sad.
Oh boy,
That's sad. That's like yeah, that's sad. Okay, Matt. So the other overrated list person
maybe.
thing we want to talk about. I'm not gonna state who it was.
Wait, what?
I'm not gonna try and give too much away. But let's
All
say
right.
they are an entertainer. Let's see if we can't guess this other one.
I know it. Yes. All right,
All
do the
right,
countdown,
ready?
baby.
3, 2, 1. Amy Schumer.
Beyonce.
Oh,
I went Beyonce.
I went Amy Schumer.
Uh, Amy Schumer.
Amy
All right,
Schumer. All right,
we can edit it out and make it look good.
let's talk about how bad Amy Schumer is, Matt.
I didn't think she was properly rated, so I just kind of figured we all hated her at this point.
She still gets like a bunch of money for some reason. And like a bunch of like 30-year-old white women love her, and she's like, "Oh, they're so funny. Stop."
All right.
So I'll try and talk good about Amy Schumer.
All right.
She is a female in a very male-dominated um,
Line of work.
line of work, which makes her extra special. So that's why she's gotten special treatment. Oh crap, we can't talk about that because
God.
that is
Oh,
the side
God.
that is side of what people just always look at. Like, oh, she's in a male-dominated line of work. Oh, she must be special. No, she gets special treatment because she's a female. But that's a different tangent for any of there. If you've ever watched the Comedy Central roasts of Charlie Sheen and Donald Trump,
Yep.
she is genuinely very funny in those. I don't know if part of those is, I'm sure she had some help from the Comedy Central writers, but I do believe, part of that was her, and she is generally very funny in that. And when I saw those, I was like, okay, I really like her as a comedian. And then she just delved into just the most unoriginal, same crappy content as usual, stealing jokes over and over again. Especially, how do you steal jokes from John Mulaney? Like, out of
Don't do that.
out of any comedian, like
Come on, John.
how you gonna steal jokes from John Mulaney? Like, if you want to steal jokes from like Daniel Tosh, okay, I get it. Like, you're not supposed to steal jokes from Daniel Tosh, but like, go ahead and steal jokes from Daniel Tosh. Like, you're gonna be
And I
stupid.
feel like John Mulaney jokes, like the writing behind his jokes is obviously, and the setup is obviously great, but just his delivery is what makes it incredible too.
Well, yeah, the delivery, like what he writes in the joke, it's just like so Mulaney. And like
Mhm.
I forget exactly what bit it was, but like one of Mulaney's things is like he was like talking about something, he's like, and I said no, like a liar. It's just like kind of those like
Yes, because he said his did you remember to brush your teeth or something? I don't even remember. But I love that so much. I know exactly what you're talking about.
He was talking about the high school party that they were all at. He's like, "Oh, were you at the high school party?" He's like, "No,
Yes,
like a liar."
like a
Or or he was talking about when he was chasing that lady down in the train station. She's like, I didn't know she like felt the train through her feet like some sort of Navajo or something like that. It's like, oh, she thought I was going to rape her because that's what adults do. They rape each other a lot.
Oh, I freaking love Mulaney.
But like,
And John Mulaney's one of those people that I always thought was overrated because like I only saw like one snippet of one of his specials and I'm like, that's okay, I guess. But everyone's like, he's a comedic genius. And then I watched like all of his specials in one night and I'm like, he's automatically, instantly on the top of my list of one of my favorite stand-up comedians of all time.
Yeah, like a guy like Bill Burr, you can steal from because Bill Burr is just a really angry, really just angry guy. And you can steal, a lot of it's related to his personal life, but you can twist that into your own personal life or something like that. You can't steal from John Mulaney. What are you doing? Come on.
Right. That's
All
an actual act.
All right, Matt. So you want to go for your? Oh, you know what? I'll go with yours as well. I also have Beyonce on my list.
I knew you would. I know we talked about this before. Beyonce.
I can't stand Beyonce. Now, granted, she's made some great songs. Drunken Love, awesome song. I will still bump that song. Single Ladies, Not a great song, but it was popular. Got that dance move and everything. Got the
I
married
just unsubscribed.
married
I'll
to
be
Jay
honest.
Z, an overrated rapper, but still one of the greatest businessmen.
Okay.
Of kind of like the entertainment industry and everything. I'll give that to Jay Z. Incredible businessman. Great. Holy cow, her fans are annoying. That's part of the reason they make her so overrated is they treat her like she's majesty, and I no, I there's
I
nothing
think she.
more
I
insufferable.
think she is easily the most overrated live performer because I watched the 1.5 halftime shows she did. I was like, all right, I don't want to. Everyone's like, she's an incredible dancer, and she's like struggling to stay up
No,
on her heels,
yeah,
and she's kind of doing the steps, and I'm like, and then when people compare to Michael Jackson, that's when I lose it.
and she doesn't
But
write any of her songs.
she doesn't. I
No,
don't know that.
I'm pretty sure she does.
Dang.
But yeah, all right, Matt. Let's move into your. Let's hear some of your.
All right, I
We'll
feel like
list
we
off
should
a few.
just I feel like we should just do one at a time.
Okay, okay, all right, that sounds good.
Do that. All right, I got a bunch of random things. We got sports things.
I
We
do
got
too.
movie things.
None
We
of mine
got
are in order whatsoever.
yeah. This was over the span of like a week and a half of
Me
me
too.
just like, oh, I hate that.
Me too.
All right, you ready for this? How
Mm-hmm.
do I start this?
I'm,
Should I start for something I know you will get mad at,
no, I'm
or
just going from top to bottom, and hopefully something ticks you off.
you know what? Pudding, overrated. All right,
Oh, that's a bad take, Matt.
the texture of pudding, I freaking hate it. You're trying to be Jello. I'm not a big fan of Jello. It's like Jello, but it's like what else is inside of
No,
this?
they're
It's
not
gross.
trying to be Jello. They're trying to just be creamy, nice, rich, and
Who makes
smooth.
pudding? What company makes pudding?
Dude, have you never
The
had
Jello company.
banana cream pudding with vanilla wafers in it?
It's gross, dude. I hate
Oh
pudding.
my
Okay,
god.
I don't hate pudding. It's overrated. Like I will eat some chocolate pudding and be like, all right, that was an experience. I could name at least 40 other things chocolate flavored I would rather have than a freaking pudding cup. All right,
Do you like pie?
no,
Okay, that's
I
fair. I don't really like pie
I,
either.
I would put pie on here, but I don't think everyone's. If you like pie over anything else, then you're
I
just
feel
dumb.
like pie gets too much love, but at the same time, I never see any pie love, so it's all right.
Yeah.
Have you ever had like chocolate bombs or anything like that?
What?
It's like
What?
Cool Whip pudding, mousse, and all that good stuff in there.
I just don't like pudding. I
Oh
just
my
the texture.
god! You
It's
can't
like
tell me you wouldn't destroy an entire thing of snack packs.
I wouldn't.
Oh my
I would
god! What
one
is
and be like,
wrong with you?
I would be halfway through one, and I'm like, I could just throw this out, but I don't want to be wasteful and throw it out. Plus, I'm overweight, right? So, like, what do you keep the pudding room temperature, or do you put it in the fridge? I don't know if this is a debate or not, but what do you do?
So I haven't had pudding in a while.
Right, because it's
Actually, I
overrated.
had like last month. I had banana cream pudding, and it's so good. You keep it in the fridge. Any barbaric animal that eats at room temperature, I can get it. I mean, I'll eat pudding room temperature. I ain't gonna complain.
Yeah,
But
I've eaten it both ways, and room temperature pudding, I'm like, this is mediocre. And then when it's refrigerated, I don't know what happens when it's refrigerated, but once it's cold and that texture, I hate it.
really,
Yeah, I don't.
what the heck?
Pudding's weird, dude. I don't know. I thought I liked pudding. Like as a kid, I remember eating these Oreo flavored pudding cups, and I'm like, heck
Oh,
yeah. And
those are so good.
now I'm like, no, thank you. Look at me. Does it look like I have much refusal skills when it comes to food? I'll say no to a pudding cup 9.5 times out of 10.
All right. Well, I actually have a couple of food items like right off the bat. My first one I'll list off: bagels. I think bagels are probably. Oh, we got a mad face over there. Bagels are stupid. What is a bagel? It's just like kind of like toast, but like not as tasty toast. It's dry for the most part. It's got a weird texture on it. Bagels are only used for me to hold together my sausage and egg sandwiches. People talk about these everything bagels. Have you ever had an everything bagel? Everything bagels are absolute garbage. They're kind of just like, well, this is like bread, but kind of not bread, and like there's weird seeds on it and everything. I hate bagels, and people are like, "Oh, bagels are the greatest thing in the world. I love having bagels in my mornings." Like, you don't have an enjoyable morning. Eat a Pop-Tart or something.
Yeah, it's like what? Have you ever gone to Panera Bread and ordered some bagels from there? Because they
Dude,
got a bunch of
oh,
flavors.
it,
Like I'll mess with a chocolate chip bagel. I'll mess with a French toast flavored bagel.
ooh,
But
chocolate chip bagels.
I'd rather have a chocolate chip cookie than a chocolate chip bagel.
Oh,
I'd rather have some French.
100%.
I'd rather have some French toast than a French toast bagel.
Oh,
Right?
absolutely.
These flavors, Panera Bread's just making bagels bearable and overpriced at the same time. All right. So I'm with you on bagels, man.
All right, I'm glad. All right,
They're just unflavored donuts, ticking me
that's
off.
exactly what they are. Hit me
Oh,
with your next one.
oh, frick! Gotta unlock my phone.
Oh, come on, Matt. Come prepared.
All right, should I do a?
Figure it out.
I'll save another food one for later. All right.
All right.
You know what? I'm gonna go there.
Mm.
Ted Bundy, overrated serial killer. Let me just say. All right.
I wasn't expecting this.
Listen, Ted Bundy's overrated. Okay, the only thing I'll give him is he escaped jail 2 times. I don't know how you did that, fella. All right, your numbers are average. Let's just be honest. If we're going outside of America, you're average. You're middle tier. All right, just you think you're handsome, you're well groomed, and all of a sudden you're this freaking the hottest serial killer, and you got this little Netflix documentary. You got Zac Efron playing you. You're overrated, dude.
He killed 30 people.
Yeah, that's overrated. That's why Jeffrey Dahmer should be the same on the same tier as Ted Bundy, but Ted Bundy's here and Jeffrey Dahmer's here. I don't get it.
Didn't Jeffrey Dahmer eat people?
Yeah, what the heck? What did Ted Bundy do? He freaking killed him and boned him. That's not eating. Freaking, what about John Wayne Gacy, that dude that was a clown? He killed the dudes and then buried them under his house. Like, where's the love for John Wayne Gacy? And he dressed up as a clown, you freaking weirdo. Listen, Ted Bundy, you are a fine serial killer, right? You have the skill set, you have the charm, but just because you're a handsome fella doesn't mean you get to be number one. All right, that doesn't work like that. I'm sorry, you're overrated.
Okay, so this was a talking point that I just didn't expect whatsoever. That one just completely caught me off guard. But hey,
Yeah.
you're winning me over. I didn't really have an opinion on that, but you're winning me over.
Let me just say, the Netflix documentary about Ted Bundy, the something tapes of dead, it was a good time. But when I'm looking at these other serial killers, listen, Ted, you're nothing special. I'm sorry.
When he
went to jail, he lost his good looks, and now I'm just like, okay, now you're just one of the creeps. I don't know.
All right, so
Ted, if you're haunting me, I'm sorry.
All right, I'll skip my food one as well.
Yeah.
All right, here. Speaking about someone who should be in prison, Keemstar.
Killer Keemstar is overrated.
Keemstar is probably the most overrated person in the world. All he does is he's like TMZ for YouTube, and the YouTubers themselves are already doing like what Keemstar does. Keemstar just reads the things like "Let's get right in the news." Not to mention that he's physically abused his girlfriend/wife multiple times and is a deadbeat dad.
Are those true? I have no idea if those are true.
He hit his girlfriend/wife in the face with keys in his hand before, like through his fingers. That's why there'd be a few people who called him Keystar instead of Keemstar. But Keemstar's a piece of garbage person who does pieces of garbage things and makes mediocre content at it while eating just all the G Fuel and ice cream in the world.
All right, so I follow Keemstar on Twitter. I have unfollowed, muted him multiple times because he gets annoying, right? But I always find myself coming back for some reason. I think I'm subscribed to Drama Alert.
Oh, come on, Matt. You're probably the problem.
I think I am. But all right, Keemstar has these moments of where he's so cringy that it's actually hilarious. But looking back at all these old Drama Alert episodes, it's literally just him screenshot of Twitter, overlay, let me read that tweet, let me do a laugh, and let me be like, ooh, let me get the popcorn for this.
With
I can understand where you're coming from.
The most generic just intro in the world.
It's literally a stock intro. Yeah. I'm pretty sure it's a royalty free song, and I think it's one of those things where it's just like customize your
Yeah,
intro.
yeah, exactly. Um,
News.
what else he did? He made up fake news. One of the old YouTubers that I still watch and everything. He has an autistic son, and he would make fun of his autistic son. He would try and or not inflate, but what's the word? What's the word?
Exaggerate.
Exaggerate. Thank you. I'm
Boom.
stupid. He would try and exaggerate news about his son and everything. It's just like Keemstar's a garbage person who does garbage things. But all right.
Yeah, he's good for a few cringy laughs, but as a reliable news source, maybe it's like
Listen, if
no.
you need to get a cringy laugh, you're watching episode 11 of the Brown Mama Show.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. You read my iPhone notes, all right? All right, let me see if I got some. All right, all right. Oh, this is a hot one. Welcome to Hot Ones, where we have no wings, but these overrated things are hot. All
Mm.
right. The fire drill cold open from The Office is overrated. All right. Okay, everyone's like, this is the best 10 minutes of comedy TV has
It's
ever seen.
not,
It's
but
not. All right. It's a solid cold open. The first time I watched it, I was laughing, and then I keep seeing it on Twitter. When I rewatch The Office, I don't even think it would crack my top 5 cold opens for The Office. Right? Maybe not even top 10. It's it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying it's overrated. People are saying it's the best, their favorite moment in The Office. Heck no, it's not even the best cold open. I just think it's overrated. All right. What are your thoughts? Do you hate me?
okay. So I can see it. Um, there's some hilarious parts in it.
Absolutely.
Uh, the first where Dwight says smoking saves lives.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really funny, but it's very clever, and I really like it. I love when Michael throws the chair at the window and it
Yeah,
just
my
bounces
favorite part.
off.
I like the first time I watched Kevin smash the vending machine. I was just like, "What is going on?"
What else? No, Michael yelling, Stanley, you can't die. Barack is president. But no, I completely, okay, I agree, Matt. At,
Oh,
at first I was incredibly offended. But
I'm not saying it's a bad cold open. It's still a solid cold open to my favorite comedy show of all time. It's just it's not the best. I could probably name 10 cold opens better.
quickly, what's your favorite cold open?
This is a really random one. I'm sure you'll remember. How many times have you seen The Office? Hundreds,
Oh yeah.
heck amount of times, right?
Yep.
This is one where Jim is pretending to be Michael, and then and then Michael comes out for the guy, and then Pam trying to distract Michael. She just goes, "Hey!"
Oh yeah.
And Michael gets like all excited to be a part of this hilarious gag, and they're all just going, "Hey!" That's my favorite one. I don't know why. I freaking love it. Just the face Michael gives. It's so stupid, but I freaking love it.
So there's a couple. Asian Jim is great.
I love that one. Yeah.
The Michael putting his foot on the George Foreman grill is great.
Yeah.
But my favorite one is the fun run. The fun run cold open, and it's not even like that incredible. But when Michael hits Meredith with his car, my favorite part is he's talking and everything, and then boom, he hits it, and then he looks, and it takes him like a half a second, and then he's just like, that part kills me every time for how long it takes him to realize what he just did, and the reaction to it is hilarious.
Oh man. Oh, we might have to do like a ranking of the cold opens.
So good.
We gotta do something for The Office eventually. But yeah, I mean, Fire Drill's solid, but there's so many good cold opens for The Office, man.
I agree. All right. So we're going back to food here. My next overrated thing is bacon. Um,
Dude, I freaking agree with you. Holy cow, bacon's overrated.
it started with Epic Meal Time, making bacon
Yeah.
on bacon on bacon, and it just started this
It just grossed me out how much bacon was on there. I'm like, oh god.
it's just this garbage thing. Like, listen, bacon and eggs, it's great. It's whatever. Bacon on your cheeseburger, boom, you just bumped your cheeseburger up like a couple notches. Bacon in your macaroni and cheese, all about it. Bacon on your pizza, great. But bacon is just not this life-changing food that is just like, Oh my God, I can't live without bacon. It is literally the best food I've ever had. Listen, I've had good pizza with and without bacon. I could
Mm,
live without bacon on it.
yep.
I don't know. Bacon's garbage, and it's not great for you.
There's something about the taste after you eat bacon that kind of bothers me too.
Yeah, it's like,
The fact that it's so dangerous to cook.
mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah, it's
that.
popping
Yeah,
at you.
yeah, what the frick? The bacon's shooting at me. What the heck is
Yeah.
that?
I can only have so much bacon like for breakfast where multiple days in a row I'm just like, all right, I need something else like bacon.
5 pieces is a good range to be in
Mm-hmm.
for a regular breakfast meal.
All
If
right.
you go with that, I don't know. All right, I'm getting ticked off. We're agreeing on too much.
We are agreeing on too much.
All right, I just got to go with the Heat. I got to go with the Heat, man. Paul Pierce is a glorified Joe Johnson. Changed my mind. He's a glorified Joe Johnson. They're both above average scorers, but they cannot win anything. They cannot go anywhere in the playoffs. They'll be lucky to make the playoffs if they don't have anyone else. I'm sorry.
Paul Pierce was the MVP of a championship team.
Right, and he would be nowhere near that championship without Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, Rajon Rondo.
Okay, Kobe Bryant won all those championships without Shaq.
Right, and then Shaq left, and then he won 2. Are you gonna do that stupid thing where you put Pau Gasol in the same class as Shaquille O'Neal? Is that what
Are,
you're gonna do?
are you gonna do the same thing where you put Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen in the same class as Shaquille
Garnett's a
O'Neal?
first ballot Hall of Famer. Ray
Kevin
Allen's
Garnett is a first ballot Hall of Famer.
Kevin Garnett in those first few years he had with the Celtics, he was still elite. All right, Ray Allen was the best shooter in the NBA. Rajon Rondo, an underrated young talented point guard.
Freaking magician.
Kendrick Perkins, he'll get you those technical fouls
Very
you need.
underrated big man.
He will kick those players out that have been bothering you all game. All right.
Eddie House.
Glenn Davis is there.
Oh
there.
man, I love that team. That team was awesome.
Who else?
Doc
They had
Rivers.
they had a washed up Rasheed Wallace for some reason in one of the years.
They had Stephen Marbury in 2008. They had Nate Robinson on the team. They had Nate Robinson on the team for a little bit. Man, I love those teams. Those teams were so much fun.
That's great.
But no, Paul Pierce is without a doubt a first ball Hall of Famer.
Oh, he's a Hall of Famer, but
is Joe Johnson a Hall of Famer?
Yeah, for NBA for the basketball Hall of Fame standards. Yeah,
get out of here. Joe Johnson is not a Hall of Famer.
Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yes, I've seen the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Joe Johnson's absolutely a Hall of Famer.
Joe Johnson is absolutely not a Hall of Famer. Joe Johnson is in the Hall of Very Good, but he is not a Hall of Famer.
I would agree, but I guarantee you, I will bet you $100 they put him in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, is Paul Pierce in the Hall of Very Good? Is he a Hall of Famer?
I would probably put Paul Pierce in the Hall of Fame. But here's the thing, right? You put Joe Johnson on that Celtics team, and you give Joe Johnson the career of Paul Pierce, and you change nothing else. Joe Johnson's a one-time NBA Finals MVP. He's a one-time NBA Finals champion, and he's in the same spot Paul Pierce is in. And Paul Pierce is in the Hall of Very Good, chilling with the Suns and Hawks for the majority of his career.
I fully disagree. Paul Pierce is one of the most clutch players of all time.
And so is ISO Joe.
Okay, ISO Joe was a meme. He was clutch. He was clutch. He was clutch, but he wasn't that clutch. Paul Pierce is one of the most clutch players of all time.
Where would you put him? Top what?
I don't know. I would need to make a list, and I'm not making lists right now. I got a big list right in front of me.
I think it's ridiculous to say top 5.
So who's up there? Jordan's probably number 1. Kobe. Reggie Miller.
Sure.
I don't know. I don't know who else.
Paul Pierce, top 25 clutchest players of all time. I'm putting LeBron over Paul Pierce.
All right, now define clutch.
Showing up, I'm going to say last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter in a close game.
I put Paul Pierce over LeBron James.
You put Paul Pierce over LeBron.
If it was like the last
last second freaking heaves.
If it was like the last 7 minutes, if it was like the last 7 minutes, I put LeBron over Paul Pierce. But
if it's just the fourth quarter, LeBron's probably number 1.
But
honestly.
LeBron just disappears within those last 2 minutes. Every single game
appears in the last 30 seconds. All right, that's what for the most part. He still obviously has his moments,
Put
right?
Kyrie up there. Kyrie is one of the most clutch players. Steph Curry.
No.
KD.
KD.
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, honestly, is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put him like elite.
Oh, I would. I don't think he's had as much moments just because of Steph and KD.
Honestly, I'd probably put Kawhi.
Yeah.
But yeah, Paul Pierce is a glorified Joe Johnson.
And you're a glorified piece of garbage.
That's true too. I'm not gonna argue with.
All right. Man, I have a lot of food on here. That's probably.
I was kind of concerned, but now I feel better about it.
Probably indicative of a. All right, let's go with let's go quickly. iPhones. I think iPhones are overrated. They really haven't changed since iPhone 6. They're just overpriced, overmatched. The reason why iPhones changed from the very convenient headphone jack was to make sure.
Ticks me off.
Was to make sure that mobile payment apps like Square and all those that were used to connect to the headphone jack were overtaken by Apple Pay. That's the only reason they did it. They would continue to inconvenience their customers more while charging them more, while adding new features like, hey, talking emoji faces. But besides that, yeah, all right.
I'd say Android, if it had the name recognition that Apple has in the United States, would be considered better than what Apple is right now.
And there's some things I like. There's some things like I miss from my iPhone that I wish I had in my Android, but I'm so much more happier with my Android than I am with my iPhone.
I never had an Android. I'm just like fine with my iPhone because I don't do anything super crazy. But the headphone jack ticked me off so much, and I'm over here still chilling with my dongle because I refuse. I don't know.
They make you have a thing called a dongle. That's how bad those.
And you know what? At this point, I'm just proud of it. So,
I get to play Pokemon Gold and Silver on my lunch breaks with my Android.
I can't. I'm still Pokemon Go over here.
I also have Pokemon Go on my lunch breaks.
Yeah. All right, you ready for this? Ready for this? We're going back to food.
Hit me.
Cake and cupcakes overrated.
Get out of here.
It's all about the frosting. You can have trash. It's the cake. The cake can be
That's
literally garlic, onions, and stupid. But if you got some bomb frosting, that cake's gonna freaking smack. And
great.
It's really a freaking. This is how much frosting is, and then you got all this cake. Get that out of here. Just let me smash on this freaking frosting that's open.
Hold up. All right, hold up. One, you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
Well, yes, one, you are wrong. Two, you're eating cupcakes wrong. What you do with the cupcake, you take about half of the cupcake off from the bottom, you put it on top, you make a cupcake sandwich.
No, what the frick? This isn't a freaking Lunchables, okay? Just eat my dessert. Let me smash on this brownie.
You can't say cake is overrated because of the frosting. That's like saying Patrick Mahomes is overrated because of just the magical arm that he has attached to him. Frosting is an integral part of the cake.
Absolutely. I'm saying.
And what do you have without the frosting on the cake, huh?
You have cake.
You have a pancake, which is a delicious breakfast.
Hey, that's a completely different thing, dude.
No, it is not.
You have the frosting. And what do you call this part? You call that the cake. That's the cake.
No. What
do you call it? What do you call it?
The entire thing is the cake.
I get that. The whole cake with the frosting is a cake.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's the frosting layer. What's the other layer called? What's the crumbly part called? What is that called?
It's called the crumbly part.
It isn't cake. All right? Freaking cake, and it's overrated. You can have... Is cake good with the trash frosting? Have you ever had a good cake with trash frosting? Have you ever been like, the frosting's not good, but the cake.
I legitimately have. There's been some cakes where like the frosting is bomb, but like the batter, the whatever is not moist enough.
You just don't want to say
it. The bottom part of the cake.
Hey, I'm not going to let you keep going without saying it's the cake.
It's the bread part of the cake.
It's the cake.
The bread part of the cake. No.
I got to get something. You're ticking me off, dude.
This kid, just the spitting image of Chris Farley. is out here just talking bad about cake. Like, how do you talk bad about cake? That is the best part of a birthday party. Whether it's your birthday party or someone else's birthday party, it is the best part of a birthday party.
What is this? Right? What is this? This is cake batter. You know what's not included on this? Freaking frosting. Right? It's just the cake part. And guess what? It's cake batter.
Well, I'm sure you can find packages with the cake
frosting.
frosting.
This frosting here, it doesn't come. That's separate. This is cake.
Yes, and so are a lot of toys that don't come with batteries.
I'm not saying the batteries are the toy.
The batteries are what makes the toy the toy.
No, you're saying. No,
Oh, hey, here's this great car. Here's this great car.
Shut the heck up.
Here is this Ferrari, but it doesn't have an engine.
May I continue?
No.
All right. Let's say this is the toy, right? This is a Buzz Lightyear. All right. Battery's not included. I don't care about that. I care about the Buzz Lightyear. You can have a perfectly fine.
That was a bad analogy. The Ferrari without the engine is exactly what cake is without its frosting.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. People buy a Ferrari to go 120 miles per hour while looking good. People eat a cake because it looks delicious.
You're telling me people eat cake for this part?
Yes, dude. You've never had a good cake if you don't like that cake.
Rabbits?
You've never had a good cake if you don't like that crumb layer of the cake.
An average cake that
now, granted, the frosting is better. The frosting is better than that part, sure. But you've never had a good cake if you don't enjoy both parts.
That's the overrated part. The cake part is overrated.
Okay, but you can't say cake and cupcakes are overrated. You can say the batter part of the cake is overrated.
I feel like freaking Bob the Builder sawing off the cake part every freaking time I want to dive into some freaking cake. It ticks me off.
You know you're allowed to eat the cake with a fork and just dive through.
Cake or ice cream? You're at a bomb birthday party.
Dude, cake and ice cream is so good. Have you? Oh my god! Hold on. Have you ever just like combined the crumbly part of the cake with the ice cream? It's so good.
With the ice cream, dude.
Yeah.
You know what they do when you combine ice cream and cake? You just take that part away and make ice cream cake. That's what you should do to make it better.
Oh, ice cream cake is better in every single way.
Good. You know why? Because it takes the cake part out.
No. It's because of that.
It's the shape of a cake.
It's because of that crunchy chocolate part in the middle that is just heaven.
Yeah. For sure.
That is. You know that's true.
No, well, we can agree on that, but you can kick rock on cake.
All right. My next overrated thing is chicken nuggets.
Oh my god, you are attacking my family. That's mad, dude.
Chicken nuggets are fine. They are an okay snack.
Gotcha.
But every single place that's ever served chicken nuggets is just serving the most garbage part of the chicken. Why are my chicken nuggets always so like damp and soggy? Why are chicken nuggets always so like chewy and everything? I want good chicken tenders. I want good chicken sandwiches and everything. I don't want a chicken nugget where I feel like I'm chewing into a wet sleeve.
Okay, yeah, I can.
And every single chicken nugget is like that.
Every single chicken
nugget.
I've had some crunchy McDonald's McNuggets, I'll be honest.
I love Chick-fil-A, and their chicken nuggets are just not on par with anything else that they'd serve.
The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is way better than the chicken nuggets.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you that.
And I love McNuggets. I could eat like 50 McNuggets.
Oh, for sure. Like, yeah,
but
okay.
They're not good.
You're changing me, all right? So I'll take some chicken tenders, some chicken strips over some chicken nuggets, right?
Right.
And yeah, I got nothing. Yeah, you're right.
Wendy's spicy nuggets are probably the most overrated nuggets out there.
I've never had them, but I would probably. Wendy's is overrated. That should be on my list.
Okay. All right.
Wendy's Twitter account
I'm
is
going
overrated.
to punt you in the face. Sure, that's fine. Wendy's Twitter account it was good. It was
food. All right?
It was a nice little novelty at first.
Right. And now
it's annoying, but Wendy's food is top tier fast food.
Oh yeah. Wendy's has some.
Oh, okay. As long as we agree with that, I don't care.
It's fine. Wendy's Twitter account takes me off. It's just annoying.
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
You're trying to start Twitter fights with dumb things just for attention. I'm like, all right, you're grasping for straws.
I try and start Twitter fights with dumb things every single time. That's why I at Mamba 24.
Boom, baby.
Boom.
All right, what else do I got on? The cake and cupcakes. I knew I was gonna get
God,
heated.
that makes me so mad.
Dude, I hate you. I freaking hate you.
Okay.
What else we got?
I hope you do.
Stuffed crust pizza is overrated.
Great take. Phenomenal take.
Freaking cheese on. All right. I got paper here. I'm gonna be like Coach K and freaking drop a play here. Oh, don't tell. Okay, pen.
Am I allowed to steal your take here?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
talk about just how all pizza crust in general is usually overrated?
Okay.
But go ahead about your stuffed crust.
All right. Look at this. Can you even see this? Frick.
Let it focus. Good job.
Focus.
All right. We see part of a triangle.
This little sliver. That's the crust. All of this fella right here. Is that enough cheese for you, you freaking diabetic maniac? Holy frick. Why do you need cheese inside the freaking crust? The crust is like, all right, I conquered the sauce and the cheese. Let me take a little break. Let me enjoy this little snack of the freaking crust, and let me get back to the cheese once I'm done with this crust. But then the cheese inside the stuffed crust is like a freaking terrorist, and he's like, you're not done. I'm freaking here, and you got to get through me. I hate it. I hate it. Now, let me just say, like, if it's a stuffed crust pizza, I'm still going to eat it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Duh.
Such thing as a bad pizza, right? But
well, there's pizza by Alfredo's.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. There is a big difference. But you know what? It's just not necessary. Like 90% of Pizza Hut's menu, it's unnecessary. All right.
Pizza Hut's stuffed crust is the worst stuffed crust too.
It's awful.
It is horrible.
It's like they use the expired cheese, and they're like, just throw it in the crust, dude. I don't know.
So I will say this: the only two good stuffed crust that I've ever had, Cece's, which I don't. If I'm eating at Cece's, usually my standards are a little bit lower that day. I love me some Cece's, but come on. The other is like a kind of like a Cleveland area Giorgio's. I don't know if you've ever had it. Their stuffed crust is actually pretty good. But the only reason their stuffed crust is pretty good is because they put toppings on the crust. If you have just normal crust, I don't care if it's stuffed or not. Crust is garbage on a pizza. I don't understand the maniacs who like crust. The second you put like garlic butter or Parmesan on your crust, you just took it to a different level.
Yeah, congrats. You just put breadsticks on my pizza.
I'm all about that too. But like crust by itself is just bad.
It's like
it's just like a really long bagel.
It's kind of like the bread you get before your main meal, but it somehow intruded your meal. I don't know.
You know what?
But
I have a bunch before that, but I'll use that as my segue. Cheesecake Factory bread and Texas Roadhouse rolls are both so just mediocre and everything. Everybody's like, oh, these are just the greatest things in the world. I can't wait for that brown bread from Cheesecake Factory with the seeds on it. I can't wait for that. That's going to be my favorite part of this meal. No, it's bread. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Bread.
It is literally bread. I don't know if I hate. No, I don't hate carbs because I love pasta. I love pizza.
Yep.
I love carbs, but dude, bread can go kick rocks.
Yeah, it can. Like, listen, when I get Texas Roadhouse, I'll eat those rolls.
Yeah.
Am I obese? Absolutely. Are they good? Absolutely. Are they like Texas Roadhouse? Where are we going there for? The freaking rolls, dude. No.
They are not Olive Garden breadsticks. Notice how I didn't put them up there because Olive Garden breadsticks are good.
All right.
Because Olive Garden breadsticks just aren't breadsticks.
They're cocaine.
Oh my god, dude, they might be. And I would be an addict.
Yeah, I have a problem.
All right.
Oh shoot, what else do I have? All right, I haven't done anything movie related. Let's go. Bohemian Rhapsody, movie and song. Movie and song.
I never watched the movie. I heard it was like it was decent, but it's poorly edited.
Did it win for best editing? I know it was nominated for best editing. It might have.
The song, we might throw some hands on there. The song.
I don't. What the frick are they talking about that entire song? I have no idea. 1 second he doesn't want to be alive. He's calling for his mother, and now he's yelling Galileo.
See,
I don't know
this is
what
why you
the
look
frick
on
is going on.
this is why you look on something like Genius.com and you follow along
I
with the
don't.
songs.
It's not genius. It's hey, I just did a bunch of crack. Let's go write a freaking song. That's
No,
what it is. That's what it is.
So I will say this about Bohemian Rhapsody. This is kind of why I don't like a lot of when movies take songs from kind of like different time areas and suddenly it becomes like this whole massive thing like, oh my god, I've always loved Bohemian Rhapsody, let's make it part of this whole new culture. And they do that all the time, and Bohemian Rhapsody is the newest victim of that, and it sucks because it is a phenomenal song. But it was just it just suddenly got so overplayed just like that that it's literally it's nauseating to listen to anymore.
This was mostly about the movie, but I knew I would have to throw the song in there, and I'm just not a big fan of the Bohemian Rhapsody song. All right, and the movie is awful. It's wrong. It's just wrong. Like it's just not true about freaking Freddie Mercury and his life.
The
It,
thing that the thing that
the
makes me so mad.
dude,
Oh,
it ticks me off.
sorry about that.
You go.
The thing that makes me so mad is originally there was supposed to be like a dark mockumentary, not mockumentary. Is that what it is? No.
What were we?
A dark kind of like not a documentary, but like a what am I? What's the
Mockumentary is like a satirical take.
right? What's the word I'm looking for? A when an actor plays a real life person and kind of goes through their life.
Biopic.
A biopic. Thank you very much. There's supposed to be a dark and true and gritty biopic about Freddie Mercury, played by Sacha Baron Cohen, which is like dream casting for Freddie Mercury. Like,
Whatever his name is that did play Freddie Mercury. What's his name?
Rami Malek, right?
Rami Malek. He did a fine job.
I love Rami Malek.
He's a solid actor. I thought he did a good job. I thought like if he when he got nominated, did he get nominated? He probably did. That movie got a ton of nominations, but I'm like, okay, that's fine. But that's not the problem with it. But Sacha Baron Cohen, I can see that too.
Dude, that would be awesome casting. And Sacha Baron Cohen is definitely like one of those guys where like he could take it seriously and deliver just a heck of a performance. And that's what makes me mad because that movie would have been incredible. I love
Freddie Mercury's life is interesting enough. You don't have to.
You don't have to. Yeah, you don't have to glamorize it or anything.
I hated it.
All right, so I'm going to take Chipotle and Starbucks off the list because I feel like those two do get enough hate where I don't have to go over them. So let's go with. All right, you give me a song. I'll match you with Mr. Brightside. I think Mr. Brightside is one of those other just overplayed garbage songs that every white kid at the party is like, oh, I love this song. It's so great, even though like it's just not good at all. But
I'm gonna be honest, I have never heard this song in my life.
I'm sure if you listen to it, you would recognize this song. But okay, but yeah, no.
Get claimed right now.
We're gonna get Matt's reaction to Mr. Brightside by I forget who, by a one-hit wonder band, I think.
Is it the Killers?
That sounds right. Oh, the Killers aren't a one-hit wonder.
Is this it?
Yeah. Never heard the song before?
I've never heard that in my entire life.
Really? That's very surprising.
How old is it?
It's from 2003, and it suddenly made like a resurgence these past couple years, and
2004. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's by UMG. Yeah. If we had monetization turned on, it would be lost right now. Boom.
I mean, I could perform and it'd still be lost because of how good I am, but All right. Hit me. I'm gonna get you with this next one, by the way.
Oh frick! Okay, then let me retaliate before you even have the chance.
Ooh.
I'm just kidding. I don't know. I could say college football, but I think we already covered that enough on this show, so I can just skip that one. I can just remind everyone.
And it's also a bad take.
It's also kill yourself. It's
okay.
All right. This is one that I don't know where you're gonna stand on it. the hate for the WNBA has become ridiculous because I've watched the WNBA and let me tell you, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen. It's some solid basketball entertainment. I've seen the WNBA playoffs and I've had a good time watching it. All right, sue me. The hate for it is way overrated.
Okay, I'll raise you this.
What?
I agree.
Okay.
However, there's two factors that go into it. One is all the feminists that are on Twitter that attack anybody who ever says anything bad about the WNBA not getting paid equal amount of
Oh,
salary.
yeah,
Those
it,
people completely. Those
shut
people.
up with one thing. It's like, how much money does the NBA bring in? How much money does the WNBA bring in? All right, shut the heck up.
Yeah, when they talk about these girls could play with them, and then say that about other sports as well, it's just like
Most
shut up.
WNBA players know they can't play with
It
NBA players.
it makes the WNBA much more hateable. There's also
No,
the part of Twitter that acts like they like the WNBA, and you know there's a
yes. They're like, dude, I actually am a big freaking Mystics fan.
and
It's like,
that happens during the World Cup and Olympics when it comes to soccer as well. Is they always talk about the WNBA and how tolerant they are and how much they're supporting this cause when in reality, come on,
the WNBA is good for me because it's in that. I think the WNBA has a spot for me where it's like the finals are over, football hasn't started yet, and
hmm
then the WNBA is there, and I'm like, okay, I can watch this, like, and it's fine. Like,
yeah,
I can totally just watch the WNBA. Like,
hmm
I have no problem with it.
yeah, that's fine. It's not.
Anytime freaking ESPN or Bleacher Report ever tweet anything related to the WNBA, the replies, I want to end it. I
Yeah,
want to end it.
it does get annoying. It's not for me, but like I don't
It's like,
excessively
wow.
hate on it. Like I'll make some jokes about it, but like I don't excessively hate on it.
No, it's like anytime it's pulled out, everyone's like, "Oh, I got this sick picture of a clown I can put as a reply." Yeah, or just a random Stephen A. Smith face reaction. That's it.
All right, so Matt, my next pick. I thought it was going to be about the trailer and movie, until I realized no, it's just about cats in general. Cats are just the most overrated thing in the world. You are a cat
Oh
owner.
wait, hold on. Just not the movie, just cats.
Yeah, no, just the pet of the cats, the animal, the pet.
I'm
Let's
gonna agree because of the movie, but oh,
let's think about cats for a second. What are they?
what?
They
They're
are
cat.
just they are just
What
like
kind of
a
question was that to
they are
start?
they
I
are a
hate
sack of
already.
meat and blood that just coexists with you.
Oh,
Dogs do not coexist with you. Dogs live to please you, to gather your love. Cats live to kind of judge you. I'm pretty
no,
sure.
no.
A lot of people are allergic to them, including me.
Well,
Um, what else do they do? They ruin your gardens. They don't really love you. They just wait for you to feed them and clean their litter box. Um,
what?
what else? Let's think about all the cats. Suddenly, wild cats, not that cool. Tigers and lions and all that. Wolves, however,
Why?
really cool. Um, I, yeah, no, it all makes sense. Cats are garbage pets, and they're
No,
overrated.
they're the best pets.
No, they're not.
Okay, shut the heck up. Let me tell you something, fella. Cats are the best pet. All
Mm.
right. Dogs are overrated. I didn't put
Oh my
dogs.
god.
I can absolutely understand why people like dogs. I'm not a dog person, but I personally think dogs are overrated. They're not for me. I think that's mostly my problem. All right, but don't come attacking cats. Cats are dope as heck, man. My cat is like my freaking. I'm Batman. That cat is Robin. It follows me everywhere. It gets hyped as heck when I come home from school, dude. Every time I start my semester at Cleveland State, she gets freaking ticked at me when I leave. And then the second I open that door, she is right at the door, like, "Hey!" And it just makes my day better. It sleeps right on my freaking shoulder every night. It's at the point now where if I'm taking a dump and it lasts over 2 minutes, she's like at the door, like, "Yo, what the frick? Are you dead?" And then I let her in, and she's like, "Oh, you're just pooping. All right, I'll just watch," which is a little weird. I'll be honest, it's kind of weird.
Oh yeah, I hate it.
I'll go with it. And now I can't take a shower because she thinks I'm being murdered by water, so I have to let her in. And then she's just kind of sitting in the bathroom waiting for me while I'm showering. And then if I'm taking too long, she'll like peek in the shower. She's like, "Hey," and I'm like, I'm naked. What the heck?" So my cat's dope as heck. All right, my cat freaking loves me, and yeah, you can keep
Okay,
rocking.
so that honestly, that does sound like a dope cat. That's
Yeah,
like,
it poops and pees everywhere around the house, and I can't really stop it because it got the clawed, and it really can't help it. Other than that, it's pretty cool.
wow, you really could have left that out and been like,
I probably could have, but I feel like I wasn't telling the full
Yeah,
story, but
I respect it for full transparency's sake, but no,
yeah,
I feel like that's a 1% of cats. 99% of cats are just there
nah, my
um,
old cat was dope too. I mean, the little cat,
because people kidnap them and just put them in the house, and they just look at you all day. They walk all over your furniture and on your desks and everything and knock everything over. Um, it,
all right, my cat. All right, you know me. I collect a bunch of sports trading cards, right?
mhm.
I had a Kobe Bryant card that she knocked and completely ruined. It was like an $80 card, and she freaking knocked it down, and it went into her water bowl. There's an $80 card just ruined, and I almost hit her. I almost pulled a Michael Vick, and I'm like, you know what? You better get them gloves on because you're gonna have to fight for the money to get that freaking card back. But it's all good. She grew up cool, so it's all good.
All right. Well, from what I gathered, is cats are just garbage pets and dogs are so much better.
I don't I don't know.
The way you described your dog there, or your cat, was exactly how my dog is every single time, and she doesn't knock crap over.
Yeah, but like you have to take it outside to like poop. So like if my cat knew how to use
I
the
also
litter,
get to take it outside to like get on some walks and see her just sniff and have her tail wag all the time, and her
literally,
floofers stomp up and down.
I can literally sit and be playing some freaking video games. The cat is sitting right next to me on a chair, looking out a window, freaking yelling at some birds. She was yelling at leaves blowing. I'm like, you're crazy, but that's awesome. All right,
How do you think I feel? My dog does the same thing, and not only does my dog do that, but she gives a "Arr!"
I'm gonna move on.
All right.
Oh, I'm gonna save that one. Uh, Dwayne the Rock Johnson's overrated.
Okay, you can get out of here right now.
I'm not a wrestling fan. I'm not talking about that. As an actor, as an action star, name me one good movie The Rock was in.
Jumanji.
No, it wasn't. It was an okay movie.
Oh, Jumanji was a really good movie. What are you talking about?
It's an average movie, dude. And Jack Black saved that. It was the best part about that movie. The Rock was
Okay, the Jack
probably
Black
the
is the
third or
best part
fourth
of
best.
every single movie. That's not saying much.
The Rock was probably the third or fourth best thing about that movie.
Ah, no,
You telling me you like Skyscraper, the Die Hard ripoff?
no,
You
I,
telling me
I,
you like
I didn't
Miami
watch. Did you see Central Intelligence? That was like a genuinely enjoyable
with,
movie.
with Kevin Hart?
Uh huh.
I wasn't a big fan of the movie.
Really?
No.
That's
The whole
disappointing.
joke was, look at it, he's small and this guy's big. Oh, the hijinks.
He was great in Moana.
Oh, I hate Moana.
The game plan. Boston Webbos experience the magic.
It's great. I can't think of one. I don't understand. Is he the most
Walking
highest
Tall
paid
with Johnny
actor?
Knoxville.
Is he the highest paid actor in Hollywood right now?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
why? Why? He's a mediocre action star and he's not that good of an actor. Tom Cruise, he's a way better action star and a better actor. All right. Bruce Willis was a better actor, better action star.
I don't
Arnold
want a better action
Arnold
star for Bruce
Schwarzenegger, better
Willis.
action star, not a better actor.
Who?
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm not going to give him the acting chops, but I'll give him the
No, I don't know. I think
better
I
actor and action star. He's not good. No, when you compare him to other action stars, he's awful.
that's a bad take. So,
Dude,
I
he
know-
doesn't even do his own stunts, and he was a wrestler. What the heck, dude?
well, I don't think you understand how much wear and tear those guys put on their body, and it's a serious thing. Like a lot of these guys can barely walk without having to take some sort of painkillers all the time, and that is a legit thing. Those guys put a toll on their body.
I'm saying that, but I'm just saying, I'm judging him solely as an action star, and what the frick? This guy is ripped, and we're supposed to think he's this macho, freaking above superhuman guy, and he can't do anything. I just can't buy into it. And every time I see The Rock in a trailer, I'm like, wow, well, this should be underwhelming. And I was not surprised at all when DC cast him in a movie. So,
What did they cast him in?
is it what's it called? Black Adam or something like that? It's one of Shazam's villains.
I didn't watch Shazam. That's
Shazam was a solid movie.
was it okay?
DC,
No, I like Dwayne Johnson. He's very charismatic. He's funny. The whole action thing isn't incredible. But I like a lot of his his comedic presence. I think is really good.
I don't think he's that funny. I don't like The Rock. He's overrated.
Wow, man, you are just.
He's the highest paid actor today. Oh, what?
Not only does he get, fans from his acting, but he brings in a massive fan base from wrestling. That
But it's
there's
not enough to save his mediocrity that are the movies. What did Rampage do in the box office? What did Skyscraper do? Why is he accepting these terrible movies? What was that San Andreas movie he was in? Holy frick!
why does Samuel L. Jackson accept a bunch of garbage roles and everything?
What? What is Samuel L. Jackson? He's in what? Like what? Recently?
He's
what?
in everything.
Right.
And are you saying Samuel L. Jackson's overrated?
No.
Then what's the difference?
I'm looking at all right. We're looking at Samuel L. Jackson's IMDb right now. I think that Samuel.
I'm just looking at pictures of Samuel L. Jackson. He is the coolest. He is the coolest looking 70-year-old in the world. It's not even close.
I was like looking, and it sounded like you were doing research, but you're like, I'm just looking at pictures of him.
He is the coolest looking.
All right, frick.
Dude, he's averaging like 6 movies a year.
He was amazing in The Hateful Eight. He was on Snakes in a Plane.
Incredible in The Hateful Eight.
All right, he's got a lot of projects in post production right now.
Yeah.
He's in a lot of Marvel movies. That doesn't really count.
He was awesome in Kong Skull Island. I never saw The Hitman's Bodyguard.
I've never wanted to see. They finally found an equal match to Samuel L. Jackson, which is a giant freaking gorilla. Like, this might be the guy to finally take him down.
He was great in all. He was great in all the Avengers, the Marvel cinematic. Kingsman, he was awesome in. He was a cool villain in Kingsman.
So I don't know why you're trying to compare Samuel L. Jackson to The Rock,
because Samuel L. Jackson does take some garbage roles just for the paycheck.
Cool, but like, he should be a best actor caliber Oscar winner. I don't know if he has won it. He should, if he hasn't. But The Rock should be nowhere near the Oscars unless he's hosting them as the safe Oscar host, because Kevin Hart is apparently too risky to host.
All right, I'll jump into my next overrated one. Kevin Hart. I think Kevin Hart is incredibly overrated. All of his stand-up besides like his first special is not that funny whatsoever. Most of his movies are not funny whatsoever. I don't think there's like Ride Along. It was
I hate it. I hated it. I laughed like 2 times.
What movie?
I don't know. Ride Along with.
With Ice Cube. Was it Ice Cube?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I didn't. Yeah. No, I think Kevin Hart's incredibly overrated. He was at one point probably the highest paid comedian, if not still is.
He still is probably one of the highest paid, even though he hasn't really done much. I mean, didn't he get into like a car accident or something?
No, I think that was his career.
Big dude.
Seinfeld is just still paid a ridiculous amount of money. Seinfeld's earning $41 million in 2019. Kevin Hart's earning $59 million this year.
That's a lot of money, dude.
Dude, Seinfeld is loaded. Guess Jerry Seinfeld's net worth right now. I knew this before today, but I
B movie, that's probably bringing in the royalties. I'm gonna guess $200 million.
Jerry Seinfeld is worth $950 million.
What the frick? Holy cow, dude! I mean, Seinfeld the show, that's a lot of money right there.
Yeah. He made a stupid amount of money. All right.
But let me just say about Kevin Hart. All right.
Oh, hit me. Sorry.
His first 2 stand-ups I thought were good. I liked his Seriously Funny, I think it was called. I really liked that. After that, that's where he was like, everyone loved him, and then it was kind of just like a slow, just downward slope.
Yep.
He's hilarious in interviews. Like, I've seen clips of him like on Conan, and he's like really funny just as a person.
Oh yeah, he seems like a very cool guy.
Yeah, he seems like
don't like him as a comedian whatsoever.
He's really funny, but he's not a good actor, and Hollywood tried to shove him. There was like where he was in like 2 or 3 movies a year.
Yeah, it felt like he was in there. He was that Robert De Niro and Sylvester Stallone movie, Fight Night or something like that. He was like
he was like the manager or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like they were just shoving Kevin Hart down our throat. They had a movie about him going on tour.
Yeah, what the heck? There was and this is like the worst time to come out with like comedy, like full feature length comedy movies, and Kevin Hart did not save them at all. He probably killed them. Dang it,
Okay.
dude. We're supposed to be hating on each other. All right, I got to bring the heat. You're
Mm.
gonna hate this. I already know it. I know you like this movie, and I hate it. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Holy cow! The most overrated Christmas movie of all
My
time. It's not funny.
God.
I watched it. It was on Netflix one time, and I watched it. I don't think I laughed once.
Oh
I think
my
I think I
God.
applauded when the credits were rolling. I hated it. It was
You
not
didn't
fun.
laugh when Cousin Eddie asked Clark, "Are you surprised?" And Clark said, "Eddie, I wouldn't be more surprised if I woke up with my head sewn to the floor tomorrow."
No.
Oh my God.
It's like it tries to be this great slapstick comedy, doesn't really pay off, doesn't really set up to like be like, oh, something's happening. It just happens, and I'm like, that was random. And then it tries to be like Airplane, where it's this like satirical, like what's it called, like anti joke kind of stuff. It doesn't work. It
It,
doesn't work at all. I hate it. I don't know why people call it one of the best like comedies of all. I don't get it.
it's not one of the best comedy movies of all time. It's the
It's
best
not,
Christmas movie of all time, but it's not. I,
Home Alone 2 is better than Christmas Vacation.
Home Alone 2 is really good.
It's got Tim Curry. It's automatically better.
Man, I can't even argue that. I'm just disappointed in you for
I
saying
know
that.
because I remember you like always tweet about it, like, oh, dude, you can't. It's not Christmas until you see this movie, and I'm like, it's actually better. Have you tried it?
Clark says, can I refill your eggnog for you? Get you something to eat, drive you on the middle of nowhere, and leave you for dead? Come on!
The delivery's not there. It's not there, dude. I hate it.
Oh my.
I didn't laugh once. I'm like I wanted to like it. I wanted to like it. I thought, well, okay, this could be full of funnies and holiday cheer. No, I wanted to die. I hated it. I don't know how I finished it, quite frankly.
You make me incredibly upset.
All right, cool.
All right, I'm also going to take Jimmy Fallon off this list because he definitely gets a lot of hate. Where should I go here? I already talked about.
Jimmy Fallon is like the ideal talk show host for like 40-year-old women who just go on Facebook all day.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
God, look at Keanu Reeves playing Pictionary. That's fun.
All right. We've already talked about how overrated Bryce Harper is.
Yeah, I don't think he's overrated anymore. I think he's finally there.
Already talked about how overrated Derek Jeter is.
Oh boy. Yeah.
All right, let's go with ketchup.
Dude, you just attacked my religion. What the heck?
Is ketchup good?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Dude, it makes a bad chicken nugget really good.
It makes a bad chicken nugget palatable. That's what ketchup does. Because you don't dip your French fries in ketchup if they're bad. You slather them in ketchup, which honestly is attesting to ketchup being okay. But ketchup is not mind blowing. You're not adding ketchup to your burger and like, oh, this just took my burger over the top. No,
it adds flavor to it.
You're adding it because you have a bunch of bland food and suddenly it's just slightly not much more blander.
Yeah.
Ketchup's overrated.
Listen, all right. Here's the thing.
Right.
If I have some really good French fries, like if I have like a place that I really like their fries, like if it's hard to phrase. I don't like dipping my good fries in ketchup all the time. Like I'll do a few, just be like, yeah, you get some ketchup too, right? But if it's a good French fry, it stands without ketchup, right? I feel like, man, I love ketchup so much, dude.
Like the only fries that really deserve to be dipped in ketchup is like Carnival fries.
Oh yeah. Those, I mean, Burger King's got some trash fries. I think I have to use Wendy's fries and I have to use ketchup.
Oh really?
These fries are average.
Oh, dude, Wendy's fries are some of my favorite fries. They put sea salt on them. Oh,
bomb fries. McDonald's has some bomb fries.
McDonald's used to have bomb fries. I don't like McDonald's fries anymore. They're not as good.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? What changed?
I don't know. They don't taste as good.
Well, what the heck?
That's what I'm saying.
Ronald, what the heck is
McDonald's has gotten incredibly expensive.
Oh yeah, what the heck? What since when is a McChicken $3? I thought that was a dollar
That's
item.
what I'm saying.
Like a McChicken was always like, I'm kind of broke. I guess I could go for a couple McChickens and still have money. But now it's like, okay, McChicken, you're not that. Okay, get back down there. You're not $3.
That's what I'm saying.
It's depressing. All right, I guess I don't know.
All right, you know what? I was going to piggyback on my ketchup. I also have ranch dressing on here for the same exact reason.
Dude, I don't understand people that put ranch on pizza. I don't understand people that
And it's
use
not,
ranch as an equivalent as a substitute for ketchup. No, kick
dude.
rocks.
I feel like the people who put ranch, like, there's no in between. Like, I've never seen someone put like a dab of ranch on anything. I see
Oh
people
my god.
coat their food in
What
ranch,
the
like the
heck?
barbarians that they are.
It's so if I'm having a salad on the rare occasion that I somehow come in contact with salad, like
When's the
that
last time that happened?
I think Eisenhower was still in the
Oh,
office.
okay. All right, that makes sense.
But dude, I can't have a salad without ranch. But ranch with ruins the pizza. Like there's not many things you can do to ruin pizza, but ranch. Congrats, you did it.
Yeah.
I don't understand those people.
I,
Like I can kind of understand pineapple on pizza. I don't agree,
hmm,
but ranch no. That's where I'm like, ugh. I guess I gotta find something. All right, this one's gonna shock you. Are you ready for this?
I don't know if I am, but it's gonna shock me, so I guess not.
This one. If this take was a tight end, it'd be Jeremy Shockey. I'm just gonna say it. I'm
I
sorry.
hate you.
The Thriller music video is the most overrated music
Dude, I
video.
have Thriller on here as well.
I'm not saying it's not a bad music video. It's still a pretty good music video. Does it overstay its welcome a bit? It's like how long is it? Like 16 minutes? Like all right,
Yeah.
come on, you guys could have cut this down to like 10. All right, it was what's the word? It's like it changed the
Just
game, right?
unnecessary.
Like I don't think unnecessary is the right word. I think what they were going for was a nice little horror short film.
Sure.
I think it could be done in 5 to 10 minutes. I think the choreography was great,
Oh yeah.
absolutely, but it's not even in my top 5 Michael Jackson music videos. Smooth Criminal is the most underrated. It's criminally
Mm.
underrated, right?
Mhm.
It's got better
Still
dancing
hate you.
choreography.
Yep.
Remember the Time is better. Freaking trying to
Bad
think.
is really good.
Bad. Freaking
Just
Scorsese.
beat it. Beat it's also very good.
It's good. There's this one. It's like, oh my god, it's called Ghosts, and it's not even a music video. It's literally like 42 minutes long, and it did what Thriller tried to do, but way better.
Hmm.
All right, Thriller. It's just overrated. Like it was good for the time,
I
but
had that on my list too.
there's so many better options than Thriller.
Wow, I'm surprised both of us had us on the list. All
Dang,
right.
I wish I
Um,
could tell you, but it's true.
let's see. Okay, so I'm just taking stuff off my list. Valentine's Day, I feel like a bunch of people agree overrated.
Yeah, dude, there's so many people that like don't even celebrate Valentine's Day.
I
Good.
I wish I was one of those people, but you know.
Why can't you just be nice to your partner all the
That's
times?
what I'm saying, dude. Like never mind. I'm not. Yeah, okay. Um, all right. Here's what's overrated. Going to NFL football games. It has to be the most overrated experience a sports fan can go to. Going to baseball games are nice. You get to kind of just chill out in the sun and everything. You get to experience kind of the mumbles of the crowd and everything.
Yep.
Going to basketball game, kind of the same experience. Going to football games sucks. It's nothing but a bunch of drunk people, and when you go to a Browns game, it's nothing but a bunch of drunk, angry people.
Hmm.
Uh, the last time I went to the Browns game was a couple weeks ago against the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo Bills fans were awesome. Like there's like a little bit of like gibbering and jabbering, but like it was playful enough and it was good
Right.
sportsmanship. Every single time I've been to a Browns game, Browns fans are the most embarrassing part
Yep.
of that section. We had a couple in front of us that were constantly holding up a sign. Now we were 23 rows in the upper deck, Matt. They were holding up a sign. A sign.
I don't think Jim Nance is gonna catch you. You might want to put that down.
And they were belligerently drunk. They were leaning on people as they were walking past them in the seating aisle. Hate that. One of the
Hate
oh
it.
Oh, one of
Yeah,
football fans make NFL football games horrible. College football fans are awesome. Everybody's there about the atmosphere and everything. Um, you know, I talked about baseball and basketball and everything, but NFL football games suck to go to.
dude. I think what I went to one Browns game last year, and it was the Browns Falcons game. It wasn't the worst time, but now with the Browns like actually having expectations and now
Hmm.
tickets being ridiculously expensive,
Hmm.
I had zero want or need to
Yeah.
go see the Browns.
Hmm.
Like I'm not paying $80 a seat for awful seats where it's like I'm at home, I'm freaking on my laptop checking my fantasy football
Yeah.
scores. I'm getting a way better view of the game. I can hear more.
It's warm.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can actually see what's going on and like there's not a bunch of people smelling like alcohol and I feel like I might get punched at any second.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, every time I go to a game, it's just like, all right, well, there might be a fight around me today. The
Yep.
couple that I was talking about accidentally spilt beer on the kid in front of them, which
Oh no.
every time I see that, it's just like, come on. It,
So I hate dude, football fans are awful.
yes, they are. They really
There's
are.
I think it was 2017. It was when the Browns and Packers they played in the regular. That's when they were 0-16. It was Deshaun Kaiser,
Mm-mm,
right?
2018.
Was it 2018?
No, 2018 was last year. 2017 was when Clay Matthews hit Deshaun Kaiser in the arm for that interception.
Yeah. So I had tickets to go to that game, and I bought the tickets a week before Aaron Rodgers decided to hurt his collarbone, and
Brent
I
Hundley, right?
yeah Brett Hundley. I had no desire to see Brett Hundley, and then it was going to be like 5 degrees outside,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't want to wear my Packers stuff and get beer dumped on me and possibly get assaulted.
Yeah.
So I ended up selling the tickets for like I think I lost like $20 on it. My only desire to want to go was so I could yell at Aaron Rodgers on the sidelines and be like, "Hey, notice me!" But you know what? I'm not going to freeze to death. And you know what? The Packers almost lost to the 0-16 Browns. Holy frick! I would have died.
Yeah, you don't have to go to a game worrying about getting
Oh,
beer dumped on you when you go to a college football game. I've been to 3 Ohio State Michigan games.
hmm
Like I said, Michigan Ohio State, one of the most hated rivalries in sports history. Uh,
sure.
I've been to 3 of them. The most that I've ever seen come close to a fight is an Ohio State fan ribbing a Michigan fan for being on his phone during the national anthem.
Oh,
That's the closest I've ever seen go from a fight.
and that's understandable.
Yeah, and that's understandable.
Like take a knee, but don't. Ah,
I've seen Browns fans fight each other.
for like agreeing.
Yeah. But we have Browns fans that wear pumpkins on their heads. Like, come
Oh
on, we have.
God! And then they put nooses around fake
Yeah, that
Mason
was a bad
Rudolph.
look. Like, I'm fine with the whole Mason Rudolph pinata thing, but the whole noose around the neck was just a little tad too
Dude,
far.
I used to make these like freaking things for a person on that was a Browns fan, and he saw my he's like, oh, can you make some for me? So I made some for the Pumpkinhead dude, and then I like changed my profile picture to the Packers or whatever because I'm a Packers fan. He's like, oh,
Sure.
you're a Packers fan, and then he like blocked me for like a year, and now I'm for some reason unblocked. So I guess I'm cool now. But what the heck was that? I don't understand.
Imagine being a 40-year-old man and wearing a gourd on your head.
I good gourd. I don't know.
Gorsh.
George Mickey.
All right, Matt, hit me with your next hot take. Hot take.
Oh, man. Frick. It's coming down to it. AirPods, I guess, but I don't really have like a
Yeah,
grand thing to
those
say
get
about
hated
them.
on enough.
They're just overpriced, really. That's
Hmm.
about it. And
Yeah,
you kind of look dumb wearing them. I guess that's about it.
that's,
Um,
that's the thing, Matt. You look dumb all the time, so it works.
Marvel movies. That's kind of the same thing with
Hmm.
Star Wars for me. Great world building, average stories. It's fine. I can understand why people like them, but it's nothing groundbreaking, right? That's all I got for Marvel movies. This one ticks me off.
That's
Though,
fair.
all right, I'm going in on this one. Toy Story 4 is the most overrated movie. When I was so hyped to see this movie because I freaking love the Toy Story movies, I looked at the Rotten Tomato score and for some reason trusted it. I think it's still got like it's got like a 90. I think it's got a 99% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's by far the worst Toy Story movie, and it's not even close. It's not
Oh, without a
necessary.
doubt.
It's not necessary. It doesn't have the same humor because Don Rickles was barely in it. They had this whole hyped up thing about like, oh, Don Rickles is dead, but these guys at Pixar were working overtime to splice together dialogue. He had like 4 lines in the whole freaking movie. Gee, I wonder how they did that. And it took all the characters we liked, like Buzz. It made him stupid. It took Woody on a completely different path that kind of ruined the ending of Toy Story 3.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, here's a freaking Spork and Bo Peep, who is now a new character. Like,
Boy.
again, completely different. Like,
See,
I'm not saying it's bad, but that's not the Bo Peep from the first 2 movies. It was bad.
see, Scorsese can't talk about unoriginal plot lines when it comes to Marvel Cinematic Universe and then not recognize just how bad an original plot line like Toy Story 4 was.
It was, and I don't understand why everyone's like, oh my god, Pixar did it again. This is some of their best work. No.
Did what again? Just make a lot of money? Yeah, they sure did, but they didn't make a good movie.
And like, I was worried because I was watching the Toy Story trailers for Toy Story 4, and I'm like, none of this is like, because they were always like, this story had to be told. No, it didn't.
I had the same exact reaction.
Toy Story ended perfectly, and I thought,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this has to be something good. Like, I wasn't going to doubt Pixar, but it was it ruined Toy Story, the ending of Toy Story 3 for me.
I completely agree. Unfortunately. All right, we'll go back to we'll go back to one that I brought up before. The Shawshank Redemption is incredibly overrated.
No, it's not.
It most definitely is. It's not the best movie of all time, like some people say. It's slow. It's boring.
No.
I get some of the character building, but sometimes it just felt like there was none whatsoever.
No. Dude,
Okay.
I'm not gonna say it's the best movie of all time because like there's like
20 best movies of all time.
there's like 20 other movies I'd rather watch, but every time I see the Shawshank Redemption on TV and there's nothing else on, I'm like, heck yeah, I'm getting back into this, and I freaking love it every time. It's a great movie.
Why?
Every scene, it's like there's these things where it's like you don't see this in movies very often, where it's like these little conversations to where it helps build the character, right, and it helps understand their motivations, why they're there, why the character's like that, and it's these simple like conversations that aren't in movies anymore because they just feel like, oh, we can cut that out so we can get some more theater times to freaking make more money, right? And you lose that, you lose the connection, you lose the humanity with these characters that just like you feel like you're there with them and you feel like you're on the adventure with them. All right.
See, my biggest problem was Andy Dufresne. He didn't escape without damage written on his forehead.
You changed my mind, dude. I freaking
Okay.
what the heck? All right, good times. It is 2:00 in the morning, folks.
Yeah.
All right. Do I have anything else? Let me see if I saved anything juicy for the end. Marvel movies, Bohemian Rhapsody, pudding, college football, cake, voice cracking, Beyonce, Dwayne The Rock, WNBA, AirPods, Ted Bundy. I almost said Paul Bunyan.
Paul Bunyan.
I was looking at Paul Pierce and Ted Bundy. I almost created Paul Bunyan. The only other thing I have is digital movies, music, and video games. I want a piece of plastic that says, hey, I bought this, and hey, I'm about to put this thing in the machine. And I don't want to, like,
I completely agree.
What if my Nintendo Switch breaks, and now I got to rebuy all those games?
Mm-hmm.
What the heck is that?
I completely agree.
I'll spend an extra $5 to $10, and I'll wait an extra 2 to 3 days to make sure I get a physical copy.
New video game smell is my favorite smell in the world.
Dude, it's just a good time. You get to unwrap it. You get to open it. Maybe there's some pieces of advertisement to look at.
There used to be game manuals.
Oh my god! I used to like learn how to play the game instead of just being confused for the first time. And then, dude, there's just like, oh god, I'm putting it in. Oh god, it's loading, and you just get hyped, dude. Just the experience.
All right, so I have a
movies, man, and just looking at them.
I have a bunch here that I'll just list off, and you just stop me when you when you just vehemently disagree. All right, so first one is Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz movies. People revere those as great comedy movies. Those are just
I haven't
absolute.
seen neither of them.
They are garbage British tier movies. I can appreciate like some of the humor in them, but they are not good. Kyrie Irving, one of the most overrated players in the NBA.
Called him the most clutch earlier. Now
He's
over.
incredibly clutch, but the other three quarters he doesn't show up. Um,
Ooh,
Terry Francona, you'll hear me rant more about him
ooh.
as the podcast goes on.
We're gonna win once baseball season starts. You're gonna go in.
David Johnson,
Uh,
everybody talks about how he's a top running back, yet he never shows it. Burt Kershire, Matt, you and I talked about it
yeah.
pre-show. All he does is take his shirt off and tell the same "I am the machine" story over and over again. Um, Drake, one of the most overrated artists of all time,
Yeah.
but
And he's
that
a pedophile.
and he's a possible pedophile. Post 2012 Drake, that is. Pre 2012 Drake made some absolute sympathies, but since then he's made absolute garbage pop tier content. Richard Sherman, most overrated NFL cornerback of all time. You can't say you're the best corner in the game when you only play zone coverage on one side of the field.
Oh!
The Shining
Whoa! Hold
is
up. How many times have you seen The Shining? Only once?
too many times, like at least three
I
times.
saw it the first time, and I was like, "What the heck is this movie?" But I like slowly am like, I keep like thinking about that movie, and now I haven't seen it since the first time I watched it, and now I'm dying to see it again because I'm like, hold up, this might actually be good.
What's
Shelley Duvall's performance is not good though. Everyone
who?
says it.
Shelley Duvall.
Yeah, and like
She is what completely turned me off that movie. I can't tell you how many times I like watched Shelley Duvall just walk around like
it works. I'm like,
holding the knife like this the entire time. I'm like, oh
and let me
my
just say, Stanley
god.
Kubrick. If you watch any like behind the scenes, he was awful to her.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, to get that, and that's what he got out of her.
Mm-hmm.
Not worth it, if you ask me.
But it's not a scary movie. It's not really even a thrilling movie. It's just like everybody talks about. I don't think Jack Nicholson was that great in it and everything.
The line, Heidi, I said I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in. I start dying laughing. Hilarious. All right.
It's just not a good movie. All right, we already talked about the Krispy Kreme donuts. Meryl Streep is one of the most overrated actresses of all time.
We're not canceled on Twitter. I'm sorry.
I don't care. Salvador Perez is the most overrated catcher in baseball.
But World Series MVP.
Imagine Dragons is a garbage band.
God, all their songs sound the same, and then they just think of like a random sound effect, like thunder. What else can we do? Boom clap. Is that a song by Imagine Dragons?
No.
It might be.
No. But you're absolutely right. What else is overrated? Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is overrated. He is not.
Movies, dude.
He is not as good of a Peter Parker as Tom Holland is, and he's not as good as Spider-Man as Andrew Garfield is. Thanksgiving is overrated. Takes are overrated. Nobody cares about your Thanksgiving take. You get a excuse to eat and watch football all day. Who cares?
I hate people are like, turkey's not good. Cool, dude. Just freaking. First of all, turkey's fine. It is a fine.
Yeah, okay, it's not incredible, but you have it once a year. Deal with it.
Suck it up, dude. And then it's like, if it's Thanksgiving, like get some. You're a grown up. Get some food you like and make it a good holiday.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and then there's people who talk about, like, oh, I don't like mashed potatoes. Get out of here,
dude. There was this person on Twitter that are like,
you.
Mashed potatoes, and then it's like a throw up emoji. Who gets sickened by mashed potatoes? What? It's potatoes. What do you think is inside those French fries, my dude?
All right, and then two other overrated takes that I have. Dippin' Dots has to be just the most overrated snack there is. It's just like
it's just not.
It's like watered down. Like it's literally like water with sugar on it. That's basically what it is.
Ice cream with polio.
Yeah, that's like you scoop it and like not all like a bunch of pebbles just like fall off, or like what dots, I guess. Like they just fall off the spoon and everything. You're never getting a good bite of like. If you get like cookies and cream Dippin' Dots, you're only either getting the cream or the cookie. You're not getting cookies and cream, hence the name. And they're usually so expensive. And And then my last overrated thing, and I know we both agree on this, is The Christmas Story is the most overrated Christmas movie of all time. It's not good. It's not funny. It's about 3 hours too long. I honestly forget the ending like every
Oh, hey,
single time. Oh, it's not funny.
dude, I'll be honest. I've seen the whole movie, but not in one sitting. I've probably finally seen everything that movie has to offer, and it
In
took
like
me probably 20
20.
different
Yeah,
times with nothing else on. It,
absolutely.
I get that it's a charming little low budget, feel good movie. I guess I don't
Is it
know.
really? I guess.
I mean, I can see the appeal to it, but to like call it the best Christmas movie, to like come back to it every year, no, not even.
Yeah. There's
And
a
they always have that stupid leg lamp everywhere I go on Christmas when I'm going shopping. Like, you guys know this? Like, it's not like someone's gonna come to your house like, oh, he's got the leg lamp. It's like it's everywhere, and it's not even cool looking. It rocks, dude.
So I will say the other Christmas movie that everybody always loves, The Year Without Santa Claus, that stupid claymation movie. I hate that movie. That movie is also overrated.
I want to. I hate the voices. I just hate the voices.
Granted, it's Sam Darnold's acting debut as the Heat Miser. Like he did a great.
Hold on. We gotta say this. That Heat Miser song is a bop.
Oh, that Heat Miser. That I'm Mr. Green
Dude,
Christmas.
I will, dude. I had the random urge to hear that song in like April, and I was totally fine with it.
Incredible
But
song. Horrible movie. I can't.
oh yeah,
I don't know if it's the claymation, and it might be the claymation because, like, honestly, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer just really lost its charm with me and everything. But man, I do not like it whatsoever.
Rudolph's voice, and it's like, "Ready, Santa." It's like, shut up. Can you go back to getting bullied? Doesn't count as blackface when he turned his nose black. Is that blackface?
Mm, I
It's
don't think
black on
it's
the.
not blackface.
Rudolph is canceled. I'm sorry. It
W-
had to be said.
Isn't it something that now there's two Rudolphs that we considered racist?
Yeah, it's
I,
wild. It's
wow.
wild.
Kyle Rudolph better just keep his tongue shut.
Oh shoot.
All right, Matt. Well, that just ended this exhausting Turkey
Three hour
Day
thing, dude.
Turkey Day podcast that we put together.
Oh, Thanksgiving Day parade overrated. Don't
Oh,
even.
absolutely
You're
good,
watching the Thanksgiving parade unironically.
good take.
I hate your life, dude. I
Oh, you're
hate it.
watching just a bunch of balloons and some
Oh, there goes Snoopy.
people lip syncing. Who cares?
Yeah, what the heck?
God, no. What was my take? Oh, my takeaway is that some people deserve to be put in camps. I think
Absolutely.
um, summer camps.
Oh, that's not what I meant.
Same.
I wanted,
What
I
what
wanted to
what did you want?
put him in an oven or something. That's what I was going for.
Okay. Wow. Thanks for making the same joke as me, but just really
Just,
bluntly
feel
state.
I felt like you weren't offensive enough. Is really what I was thinking. That's about
See,
it.
that's not my mo.
It's not your mo.
That's not my mo. But all right. Anyways,
And hold on.
wait,
What
what's
does
that?
what does mo stand for?
Um, Monaz.
What the heck does mo stand for? I had never. We're, we're
I
keeping this
feel like I
in.
know this. Modus operandi. Aha.
What?
That modus operandi is someone's habits of working, particularly in the context of business or criminal investigations, but also more generally. So,
Oh, that's
what's your
cool.
modus
All right.
operandi? What's your habits?
Glad I know that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
really glad.
Um, Thank you, Urban Dictionary. Thank you for once again watching the Brown Mamba Show, episode 11. It was a little bit of a triumph return, long episode. Next week or next recording, I can't promise weeks, days, any of that.
Darn it.
Next recording, we will do some conspiracy theories.
Ooh,
I'm excited for that.
hot.
Besides that, hopefully we have some more stuff lined up that we're gonna like to do and everything, and
Heck yeah, dude.
it's only up from here because we can't get any lower.
As long as cake is not involved, I'm in.
So once again, if you'd ever like to contact the show, the email for the show is the brownmambashow@gmail.com, and find us on Twitter at brownmambashow. My Twitter and Twitch are my bottom third here of at cbrownie_45 and the Big Sale 45. And Matt's
Uh-huh.
Twitter and YouTube is at Mamba24 on Twitter and Matt Mamba on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
that is
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
yeah.
What do you think I was gonna say?
Nothing.
What, you
That's what
think
I
I was gonna
thought.
say? Oh, it's at Mamba24 on Twitter and Canada Sucks A on YouTube, huh?
That's it.
That's
That's
it.
the one.
That's
Link
it.
in the description.
Uh, but yeah, and also my final plea as always is if you ever like to sponsor this garbage content that we put out on a never regular basis, please feel free to contact the show. We'll make it worth your while. Give us $1, give us a penny, give us 20,000 pennies. Whatever you'd like to do, I will put in that much effort. Um, but yeah,
Big toe is your advertising space. Make it happen.
my entire face is your advertising space.
Dang, I wasn't
I
that
will get a
committed.
tattoo for our sponsor, but you gotta pay enough.
Yeah,
How much?
and you have to
How
pay
much?
for the tattoo.
How much for a face tattoo for a sponsor? How much would they have to give you?
Like, it's got to be a lot. I'm thinking at
Right?
least $8.
Well, that's like half a tank of gas for me. So when you put it like that,
Yeah, I mean, I
sure
don't
my.
know why my voice sounded like Chris Collinsworth for a second, but all right.
Well, there's a guy who really doesn't value himself.
Holy frick! It's
All right.
2:15. You want to just start the next episode after
Oh
this?
my God, I am tired. Well, Matt, have a happy Thanksgiving.
Dude, don't die, please.
Um,
It's very
tomorrow,
painful.
tomorrow we'll get to watch the overrated as always Dak Prescott
Mm.
and the playoff Lions have some
Oh
duels.
boy.
So
And then we get the Saints and Falcons. That should be a time.
that will be a time. All right, but as always, thank you for watching episode 11 of the Brown Mamba Show. And as always, have a good one.